When is he going to learn? If he hasn't learned...
if you're born round, you can't die square.
Right. If he's 29 and he hasn't learned yet, you're still hoping that he's going to practice.
Look at Cassano. He's 55 and he's still...
Don't ever talk about Cassano.
And he still has...
Don't ever talk about Cassano.
He still has to think what he wants to be when he grows up.
Hey, listen to me. Cassano.
He was fired from Tic Tac.
Cassano.
How do you get fired from the TV show?
Listen to
How do you
this.
get fired from the... It's like me getting fired from the podcast.
Oh, my God. Don't you ever talk about Cassano Banat, okay? All right, ready?
Ready?
Yeah, ready when you guys are.
All right, let's go. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie audio experience with IFTV. We are back in the new year, first podcast of 2020.
Oh yeah!
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, guys.
How was your New Year? How was your Christmas?
It was bad. It was
bad?
No.
It was good. Wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
He was singing about the Milan game.
You got your Christmas present a couple days late though.
What do you mean?
Zlatan. It was a couple days after Christmas, no? Like 2 days?
Listen.
They didn't have the fast delivery on it.
Yeah. Amazon was a little bit late.
Before you even start to make fun, if you want to make fun
I'm
of
not
somebody,
making fun of you at all.
I don't
make fun of that guy that is sitting next to you.
I would never make fun of Ludovico. I would never make fun of Ludovico.
All right.
Ludovico's a good guy.
Oh, yeah?
Great guy.
He's a good guy.
What does that mean? He's a good guy.
I'm not going to make fun
Just
of
because
Ludovico.
he's a good guy, you're going to make fun of him?
I will worry about the ghosts in your own house. Don't worry about the ghosts in other people's houses.
I like his
Worry
little
about the ghosts in your
analogies.
house.
We don't have ghosts.
You know, I just blanked, but somebody told me a funny analogy that you gave them. What do you call them?
Analogies, right?
Is it
Proverbi. No.
Proverbs, right?
Proverbs.
I remember one time you told me, you said the
Exactly.
only people who have more proverbs than the Napolitani
Are the Chinese.
Are the Chinese.
Correct.
That's crazy. But
Why?
somebody told me a proverb that you taught somebody, and something about
Because they put it, the
socks.
proverb that put on the Chinese fortune cookies over there.
No, it's not a proverb.
What did they put? Oh, you're going to
A
be...
proverb. Explain what a proverb is.
It's a saying. It's a traditional saying that usually you can translate into modern times.
It applies to a lot of things.
You got anything on the spot for
hour.
us? A famous one that you always say?
Ride bene che ride l'ultimo.
A famous one that Eduardo De Filippo used to say, the maestro cannot get darker than midnight.
Okay.
Okay.
What does
I
that
thought
mean?
that the maestro was Sarri. No, it's Eduardo De Filippo.
In Napoli, we have a lot of maestros.
Oh, you have a lot of maestros.
Maestri, right?
Explain
Plural.
that. I don't understand that.
Yeah, what does that mean?
know.
The
It
midnight.
cannot get darker than midnight, meaning, you know what exactly means? I said, worse than this, it cannot get worse than what it is. Okay?
what it means?
Midnight is really black. And midnight is black. It cannot really get worse than that. So, in other words, with with what's his name, a Meret on the goalkeeper, you cannot get any worse than that.
My God.
I wish our issues were also only a merit. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works.
The second that happened, Antonio, everybody was freaking going berserk in our comment section. But before we get into that, before we get into the games, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to everybody. Good to be back. Good year going forward. We're all rocking some new merchandising that's coming soon.
Very nice. I'm
These
wearing
next
green.
products.
Green means hope.
Oh, yeah.
Esperanza.
There we go.
And wealth.
Oh, you need a lot of hope over there, man.
And wealth, right? And wealth.
Yeah,
Okay.
and wealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted
We
to add
don't
real
care
quick.
about health. We care about, we care
wealth,
about
wealth.
health.
Well, that's kind of important too. I just want to say that's the first time you put it on. Give us your honest opinion on how it feels.
Very warm, very cozy, great material, and a nice looking green.
We'll pay you after.
A
Nice.
light forest green.
We'll pay you after. But anyway, guys.
Wait, so if it's hope, we gotta get Antonio. We gotta get you one. You're wearing black.
We got to give him like 5 of those, right?
Listen, before they go off the shelf, this I just saw.
Not
that
ready
a few
yet.
more.
Not yet ready. Soon,
not
soon,
ready.
soon.
Okay, all right.
But what were we gonna say?
They're in the oven.
In the oven already.
We'll be
okay.
ready by Wednesday.
Okay,
Wednesday,
all right.
Thursday.
You see this guy?
Before the winter is over. Before the week is over.
So anyway,
Which game we have to start?
That's what
The
I was
game
gonna
of the
ask you guys. What was the game of your week?
Napoli, Inter.
Okay, let's start
We're
with
starting
Napoli.
with
Since
that?
that just ended for
Okay.
us. It ended, what was it, 3-1
Yeah.
for Inter, finished. A game that To be honest, I expected that to happen. It's the first time Inter have won at the San Paolo since 1997, which I was pretty surprised about. Ludo, since you're the Napolitano here, we'll let you start off. How did you feel about the match?
Well, I think I can speak on behalf of all the Napoli fans. I sincerely wish that May would be around the corner.
Why?
It's one of those seasons that you simply...
Won't forget about it, right?
You want to forget about it, put it behind you, and hope it ends sooner than later. Playing against Inter, you're playing against one of the strongest, if not the strongest team of Serie A, that Conte was able to give that strong mental approach. You have to play the perfect game. Going into this game, there are 18 points difference, and you simply cannot give 3 assists against a team like that. A defense that only...
That's the right way to do it. 3 assists. One was Meret, one was Manolas, was a spectacular pass with the back of the seal.
Well, that was the right move. He should have done it with the left and not with the right.
His intentions were
correct.
correct.
His intention should have been with the left.
But
So
nobody goes with intentions to
Listen.
give the ball to somebody.
Right.
Exactly.
And
What
then
kind of argument is that?
And then
You think any player means to screw up?
Wow.
now
That's not the intention that matters.
What was the third assist? I didn't see the third one.
No, well,
So
Meret.
Oh, Meret?
The shot.
Then
So
Manolas, and
Inter
then what
only
was
gave
the
up,
third
I
one?
believe, 14
What
or
was the third
15
one?
goals.
It was
What
the
was the
first
third
goal. How he,
Well,
it was a
they gave him
mistake.
his left
Di
foot.
Lorenzo.
I know.
Di
Oh,
Lorenzo.
they slipped, right?
Yes, Di Lorenzo when
Di
he
Lorenzo
slipped and then
Okay.
he went down.
You missed the first goal.
So basically, Inter, between those two guys in the front, which is the strongest partnership in Serie A, they scored, I believe, 31, 32 goals together combined. The whole Napoli team did not score 31 goals. Those two guys
my
did.
God.
Oh.
And
that
Inter
right
only
now?
gave up 14, 15 goals the whole season. So against a defense like that, you have to play the perfect game, meaning they're going to allow you very, very little opportunities. And those half opportunities that you're going to get, you have to put the ball in the net.
Like Milik with the
Correct.
header and it hits his shoulder.
But even Insigne
it
at
curled
the beginning,
wide.
correct, when he didn't control the ball. So Napoli, before what's his name, Di Lorenzo slipped, Napoli did get a couple of opportunities, but you have to put the ball in the net. Or the first opportunity that the other team gets, in this case Inter, they're going to punish you. So it feels like that the first mistake that we make, regardless of the team, we get punished right away. And you have to work 5, 6, 7 times harder in the offense in order to get a goal. I personally like the way Insigne played today. If I have to choose one player above all for Napoli, I would choose Insigne. He gave 110%, even though next to the goal, he misses the last shot, the last pass, the opportunity to finish.
In the final
But I
third,
think he played well. And then Zielinski, I believe, played a hell of a game. And then you have a couple of players out of position, but this has now been going on.
What
what I
was,
was gonna
what was
ask
with the
him,
Di
yeah.
Lorenzo playing as center back when
Yeah.
you have Luperto
Well,
and Tonelli as
Koulibaly and Mertens
bench?
were out. For anyone who didn't see the match,
And
they were not
Maximovic
available.
is injured.
Maximovic is
He's
also out.
injured,
So
yeah.
Gattuso felt that Di Lorenzo in the middle, due to his maybe to the experience, and physically they're the same. So I think he went based on experience.
Instead
I don't think that
of
was. I
Luperto,
don't think
instead
that was
of
smart though, because
Luperto. But
Luperto
now
had a
you
good
lose a
last
lot.
match.
Luperto looked
He had a
really
good
good
last
when he
match.
played. I was
Yeah, but now
surprised
you're
by
playing
that.
against Lukaku,
Yeah.
I understand.
and
that.
you're playing against Lautaro.
but you're playing in a
Yeah.
position that he's not used
and then I
to.
think also the mistake
That
to
is
make
new.
that they were marked man to man. They
kept-
were not
zonal.
right zone marking or switching.
They kept giving
between-
Lukaku his left foot, which was the thing that was unbelievable about me.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
first
Was it
goal,
Mario
too.
Rui who was defending him on the first goal? He was pushing Lukaku to his left foot.
I think it was Husai.
Whose
That
side?
was Husai.
Whose side?
Yeah.
But I was so surprised by that. I said, give him his right. Why would you push him to his left side?
Fabian Ruiz had a fever during the week, so he probably could. Yeah, he was sick. He thought he was not even going to play, but he played 80 minutes.
Yeah,
I would have
wasn't-
taken him out a little bit earlier.
It wasn't convincing. Yeah.
Di Lorenzo, you miss him on the right side.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't, you have Mario Rui that cannot.
You can't play your best
cannot
player
do a
out of
proper-
position.
I mean, the guy cannot cross.
Baludo, let me ask you something. This Napoli here, before even the season started, was supposed to be this big, like the concrete wall on defense with Manolas, Koulibaly, Di Lorenzo, you name it, and this Mario Ruiz and all of that stuff.
Mario Ruiz been
It's
pretty
like,
good.
No, Mario Rui was that. You need Napoli knew that they needed a left
Back.
a left fullback. Right fullback Di Lorenzo,
He's
great
good.
position.
Yeah, he's been doing well.
But
We didn't have
playing
the
there-
push on the
Who's
right
the left
side.
full back right now?
Mario
It's
Rui.
Mario
Mario
Rui.
Rui.
So-
Or
But the guy
Gulam.
can cross. The guy cannot cross. He's okay and he cannot defend either. So that's Gulam. They thought that he was gonna, but Gulam is not the same
Yeah,
Gulam
he-
like
he's
we
done.
said here
After
in
the
the past.
injuries,
And, after the
I
Man
believe
City.
the biggest mistake of this formation since the very beginning is still keeping this Callejon into the starting lineup. This Callejon is not a Napoli caliber player. He was not last year. Imagine this year.
I've been saying that.
Callejon.
Yeah, I've been saying
Big
that for all
days.
seasons.
And that, no?
too.
Without-
You
Yeah.
have,
There
listen
is.
to me, you spend a lot of money on Lozano and then you have this, the other guy over there, Lorente. Why did you have those two big guys on the bench?
Well,
and you have
Milik's a
this guy
striker
here?
there. Milik's the first
but
guy.
I'm not
And
saying
then
about Milik.
Llorente. But Llorente's like he's the same.
He did
type
put
of
it
What
in a
about
little bit later
Lozano?
than
What
I
about
expected.
Lozano?
Okay.
I thought he was going to get put in earlier in the match.
Right. Lozano
That's
would
what I
have
was
put him down on the
expecting.
3-1, 10 minutes left.
Yeah, that was.
I would
that's
have.
what didn't make sense.
I guess Gattuso is trying to revamp the experience, the older guys. But now I think it's time to start thinking about the future. You're not going to qualify, I don't think, for Europa League.
Not even, what?
No, I think
You already gave up on the
Euro-
Europa League too, Ludo?
Oh, absolutely.
I think Europe.
I,
I think
I
Europa
believe
League.
now. I think you have stronger teams right now that are performing ahead of Napoli. They're winning. They're producing. They're getting points. And Napoli is it right now? We're gonna finish in the middle of the pack. So now
No
at
man's
this
zone.
point, start focusing towards the next future. I mean, the next season. Who you want to keep, and start putting in these and start putting in these
pieces in
players.
place.
Starting from scratch. right?
Lozano, it's not working out, but give the guy an opportunity. He's coming from a
different
the
championship.
Dutch- Dutch
different championship,
league.
a lot of more room, different way of marking, less tactical, less closure, more space to do what
Same
you want
issues
to
the
do.
league had. Coming from that league, it's
Correct.
difficult.
So it takes time to adjust. But in order to adjust, you have to put him in. You have to put him in his natural position, and start focusing towards the next year. You're missing a person in the middle that dictates the tempo. Even though today, I have to say, you starting to see a little bit of the 4-3-3. You started to see a little bit of the
Old Sarri.
the old style of Napoli. They played well. I mean, we did play well the first 5-7 minutes, those one or two opportunities. Then the mistake, the slip, the goal. Then another mistake. Here goes the second goal, the second assist. Now Napoli gets to 2-1. The team starts to play.
Yeah, you
so
started
the last
playing
15
once it
minutes
was
of the
down.
first half,
That's what it
up to
usually
the
is.
third goal, up to the third assist, the Lautaro goal, Napoli really played well.
yeah,
And
they
you hit-
started playing well after when it was.
Then you hit the crossbar.
yeah, they hit the crossbar.
You
And
know what?
and
I don't like the fact that you gave up already on Napoli, saying that the season is over already.
He said this a
Yeah,
few
he's been saying-
podcasts
he's been
ago.
saying this for-
It's
for a while.
Campionato. It's a long way to go,
No,
man.
but again, but
We're
you
almost
also,
halfway, almost.
Antonio,
How many
you have
games?
teams.
almost halfway.
I think
almost
two more
halfway.
games, so
Okay,
halfway.
one
Next
more.
week we play Lazio.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
Then the following week you have Fiorentina, and the following week you have Juventus.
okay.
So yes, I did see something that
If you get 4 points from that, it would be.
I did see a little bit of light today for, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes. Everybody criticizes Insigne. I don't think it should be criticized today. But when you give a team like Inter those 3 assists, you have to play the perfect game. You have to be perfect in every part of the field in order to at least try to bring home a point against this Inter that in Serie A today has the right mentality, has the right approach, that self-esteem, that self-confidence that I believe they can go.
All right, Ludo, let's
they can
put it
go
this
all the
way
way.
then. If I'm
even with missing pieces.
Correct.
They
No,
have
absolutely.
Bastoni in the back. They
It's
have,
all here.
they have
It's all
Gagliardini,
it's
and
all-
they have who's the other midfielder?
It's all psychological.
Borja, who are you talking about?
No,
I'm
Borja
from
didn't
if
start.
I'm Aurelio De Laurentiis and I
started.
come to you and you the coach, I said, hey, Ludo, do me a
Brozo.
favor.
No, besides
This is the squad that I have already. They didn't do well. Take the squad, just sell anything you want, keep whatever you want. Tell me
Vecino.
first who's going to go. I wanted to know would you just get rid of it right now? Let's say it's the end of it. We are in May, right? I said, Aurelio De Laurentiis calls you, said, Ludo, do me a favor, keep whatever you think is worth to keep, and then all the rest, just get rid of it. Who will be the first 4 or 5 players that you will selling? Tell me now.
Oh my
Well,
God!
I am going to tell you.
Give him a second.
now.
Okay, number 1 would be Mario Rui.
Okay.
I would sell.
We can all agree on that.
He's high.
He's high number 2.
The right fullback, I would sell. I would sell either Koulibaly or Manolas. Because now I believe those two, or it could be also the first. I mean, this is the first season they played not too many games together.
You can't judge it
but
on
I don't
that.
see them
You can't judge it on that.
being
Why would you sell
partnership.
Koulibaly? Or why not both of them?
Well, because Koulibaly, if you don't qualify for Champions League, you're not going to get money. So you need to sell in order now to you're going to miss the money coming
Jesus
in
Christ.
from Champions League.
you see?
Jesus Christ.
Now, Callejon, I think.
Yeah, it goes without saying.
That
Goes
goes,
without
you know,
saying.
Callejon,
we're
I think,
all
has to go. Another player that I think should go would be Insigne. For my
On
opinion,
that, I agree. I agree,
Insigne,
100%.
I will keep Milik.
Yeah.
I will keep Fabian Ruiz. I will keep Zielinski.
Lozano.
Alan?
Right. Alan, I would keep. But now you need.
What about Meret? Would you keep him?
Oh, absolutely.
With those
Without a
hands?
doubt. Without a
With
doubt.
those fingers?
Always.
Oh my God.
Meret, I will sign him a contract for the next 15 years.
Wow.
But just do me a favor, just put some Velcro on his fingers because, you know, that butter is not really very slippery.
Oh, he's ready.
All right?
We'll see. No, he's not. Listen, he made it. It's a mistake. Absolutely. But he
He's a
also
kid.
made 2 nice saves. But mistakes everybody makes. I don't think there's a goalkeeper in this world that
You're going to
hasn't
see
made a
Donnarumma
mistake.
saves
Did you
today.
see
Oh my
what,
God.
what did De Gea do the other day? I watched on Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
So that does
Through
a
his
mistake.
hands.
Like this, and De Gea's, you know, everybody says, "Oh, De Gea's the best goalkeeper in the world." Everybody makes mistakes.
Look,
like you said.
Donnarumma saves today.
Okay, but
I mean,
Donnarumma's made many
What are you
mistakes
talking-
too.
Yeah, but Donnarumma.
Napoli,
Everybody
Meret
make-
kept Napoli
He hasn't had
Champions
that
League
many
in many
saves.
games. No,
I agree.
where that goes, that keeper,
Butter.
I would sign him for the next
Aye.
50. Now, who do you need?
Okay.
You need a great fullback. Right fullback, we're okay. I love Di Lorenzo. I think this is what we missed today, him coming down the right side. You need a left fullback. You need a player to make our fans, our listeners understand, a player that can replace Jorginho. That can be,
Regista.
right.
Hey, so what about
Regista-
Fabian Ruiz? Is not good
No,
enough
no,
for
no,
you?
he's different.
He's a different player.
different type of player. And you need someone that
Tonali would be nice
with the
for them.
physical appearance to play in front of the defense that can replace Alan. Someone that is like a Barella, someone that can take the
So
ball
you
away.
need to start from scratch. You need
Absolutely,
like 80% of the player than a
Absolutely.
Napoli caliber player.
Absolutely. Milik, I will definitely keep
wow.
because if you put into perspective the minutes that
Yeah,
Milik
yeah, yeah.
played and the amount of goals that he
Yeah,
scores,
yeah.
the guy has a great,
Yeah,
a
we agree.
ratio.
great.
But you still need somebody else up top.
Ludo,
Yes.
aren't you risking now to lose a lot of more money because you're selling technically all the franchise player, quote unquote? You're selling Insigne,
Yeah, that's his
you're
favorite.
selling Koulibaly, you're selling
Insigne-
everybody.
He's not saying
feel-
Koulibaly
I
for
feel
sure,
that
but
Insigne,
And Manolas too, the loser.
I feel that Insigne, since he is Neapolitan, he's from Naples, and he's the captain.
he gets a lot more criticism because
Yes,
of that.
he gets
It's got a lot of
criticized
pressure.
for-
It's not-
100%.
He cannot handle
the pressure.
the pressure of
Yeah.
being Neapolitan, representing your city, and being the captain of your team
much, yeah.
where you were born. I don't think he can handle that on his
Shoulders.
Only by
on his
himself
shoulder.
because it doesn't have a lot
Now,
of help.
if you give the captain's armband to someone else that has a strong personality in the locker room, and you say, okay, I'm going to give it up, you're going to be the captain, just like when Maradona arrived. Ferrara was the captain. Ferrara said, okay, Maradona will be the captain, but there's only one Maradona. We're not going to go into that. That's another
discussion.
a discussion for another day. So you need basically to rebuild. In order to rebuild, now which players can you get? You cannot get. You always have to try to get these players that you have to wait a year or two in order for them to produce at a lower amount of money. Just like when you got the Callejon, that they were, yes, from Real Madrid, but they were not top-notch players. The Mertens back in the day, the Koulibaly back in the day. Those
Yeah.
were players that they were paid very little money, but they produced a lot after a year or two. Lazio, perfect example. So now you need a good scouting team. You need someone that can put this package together and try to pick the right players in order to rebuild this Napoli. But now, based on the teams, the way they're producing, right? I mean, Antonio, we had the opportunity for 7 years. It was only Napoli behind Juventus. Inter did not exist. Roma did not exist. Lazio did not exist.
How about Milan?
Nobody existed. It was only Napoli. And I felt those 7 years when we had the opportunity to win something, not enough was given. Something extra should have been done in order to win something.
Now you are faulting the Laurentiis technically, right?
It's not. It's when you have a team like Juve that brings in 550 million euros and you can spend a certain amount of money on players, and you have a team like Napoli that only brings in 180 million, I could only spend 70% of that, which is 110. I cannot go above that. I cannot push the wall. You can't.
Yeah.
So you limited in what you can. You limited in what you can
but
do.
Ludo, I understand your point, but to me, the position that you guys are occupying has nothing to do with the money. You guys spend the money regardless, and on the paper, your team is not a bad team.
This year we did not spend the money the way the money that we spent today did not produce what we spent in previous years.
I think a good example is, I think they're all valid points. Everything that you said with the sales, I don't agree with Koulibaly or Manolas. I think that you would keep them both.
Manolas I would give him.
But maybe I understand your logic. Maybe that you would have to sell if you're not in Champions League. But
on a rowboat.
a good team that I think gets a lot out of his players, and I want to give credit to Inter too, because I think Inter played a good match.
Absolutely. What I said now, I want to make it perfectly clear.
It's nothing
to take away. I'm not taking away the victory from Inter. Inter deserves to win. Inter reminds me of the Napoli of a few years ago when you have that self-esteem, when you have that self-confidence that, okay, now it's time to score. We're going to get one up, we're going to put the ball in. And if we look at the games in the past for Napoli, same thing that happened. When the other team made the little mistake, boom, Napoli put the ball in the net. Everything, whatever you touch turns into gold.
I've said a couple times in the past, though, that the way that this Inter looks like the first Juve that won that Scudetto, where there's just a belief about it. Every game before it starts, I tell Mike, I'm like, you know that they're going to go out there and they just got this hunger in their eyes, where even if they got Bastoni in the back, even if they got Gagliardini
that's
in the middle.
That's what you get with Conte.
We're only talking about Serie A.
Yeah, we're
not talking about Inter outside our borders.
Yes.
No, we're talking Serie A.
We're talking about Serie A. Correct.
And I think that they did a really good job today. I thought they got the job done. Lukaku deserves a lot of respect. Always a very unselfish player. Always plays for the team. So I'm happy that he got the 2 goals. I think, yes, obviously the second goal was a gift. I mean, it was a great shot, but Mehmet definitely helped him on. It was a great shot. It was a strong shot.
Very powerful, very powerful.
But either way, always doing the work off the ball. And again, Lautaro didn't play a good game, yet he's able to score. Like you said, there's just this self-belief that even it rebounds, boom, they're in the right areas and they know where to go.
At the right
it's
place.
Just
the thing is,
at the right time.
They're always running, they're always pressing. So that's why you force these kinds of mistakes that that's why they got these opportunities. You can say, oh, it was a back pass, but then you can be like, oh, Lautaro was pressing, Lukaku was pressing left and right and forcing them to make those errors.
And now they got Barella, who came back into the match, and Sensi, who came back into the match. So they're going into a difficult stretch. This could be in the new year.
Inter's first half, the midfield was playing absolutely great. The way they were pressing, as a whole. They played absolutely
without Sensi and Barella too on the bench. So that was
the way as a team they were coming up and they were pressing and
closing all the gaps.
Right, and
they're a real team. They're a real
and this
team.
is the gap, and this is one of the negatives about Napoli this year. Yes, as a team, sometimes you do see a little bit of light and you're playing forward and you're attacking. But then Napoli, once they lose possession, the problem this year has been the transition from possession to a non-possession team, and how they become, and the other team, they take advantage of that.
This is why I have a little bit of a problem when people, argue about money. This team spends the most money, this team spends the most money, because you look at, a lot can come from the coach and the way that he plays you in that position. Gagliardini is not a good player. Vecino's not a good player. Brozovic is a good player. But they're able to play in such a system that together, and because they have this identity, they'll play better than individual players who are usually rated a lot higher.
One player brings something out of
Watch
one player.
Watch them play. Watch them play.
One player
Watch them
brings
play.
out certain qualities of the other player. The other player brings out certain qualities.
And you're able to overcome that. Oh, I don't have I don't have this
You
guy. I don't
are
have
giving
that guy.
Inter too much credit.
I don't
right
think they
now,
are. They're
I'll tell
first
you,
place.
I'll
They're
tell you.
first place.
Wait. What they
They're
doing
in
right
first
now? They're in
place.
first place. So why they wanted to buy Vidal from Barcelona?
Because they need depth. What do
They
you
need
mean?
what? If you're in first place, you have the confidence. Everybody's healthy right now. Everybody's back on the team.
Anto, what are you
Why
talking
spending
about,
money?
though?
Still
You
one
could
better
be
player.
healthy also today. That doesn't mean you're healthy tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
good
but Ludo,
point.
Very good
Ludo.
point.
The thing is
Exactly.
that then why
They're
you
human
giving
beings just
why-
Vidal's obviously an
Why
upgrade.
are you giving Conte so much credit? Give me the
'Cause he
money. I'll show
deserves
you.
it.
I'll put the team myself on the
Yeah,
field.
but look at the. Okay, anyway.
Just it's just
No,
too
I'm
much
just-
credit for Conte. Conte, I think, doesn't deserve.
I don't
all the
think that there's
credit.
enough credit for Conte.
Really? Yeah.
I
know.
agree.
He's in first place with that starting 11.
Look.
Where how many coaches, if they had that starting 11, would be complaining?
Look at like Manchester
lot.
United that spends how many hundreds of millions? What are they doing? They're not even in Europa
not.
League contention right now.
They
You
gave
can
up,
say
they
about
gave
the
up
money
less than
too.
one goal a game.
They're in first place. Yes, technically tied on points
Tied
with
on
Juventus.
points.
But you look at Juventus' squad and you look at Inter's squad.
Yeah, they're
Who spent
with the
more
squad
money?
they have.
Juventus spent more money, a lot more money. It's
true.
And with the squad that Juventus have, they should be a lot more
Yeah,
points
but
up.
Inter got free transfer. Free transfer. That doesn't mean
what
that they
does
don't
that
spend a
mean?
lot of money.
I know. That's what
Just count the salary too. Look at the salary. Don't look at how much they
Juventus
spend.
is way higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Juventus
Absolutely.
is way higher. Way. I mean, some of those guys.
Ronaldo
who
himself.
yeah, but Ronaldo, you can exclude it. I'm saying
Yeah.
Szczesny is going to make $7 million a year. How many players? I mean, Lukaku. There's a couple on Inter. Yeah,
very few.
They're getting there, but overall, either way, credit to Inter. Lukaku has 14 goals. He scored 2 tonight. 14 goals. Immobile has 19, and Ronaldo 13, and then Joao Pedro 11. We'll get into the rest of them, but just wanted to say first season, and he's already got how many? What's the stat with Man U?
He already has more goals than all of last season with Manchester United.
Well,
Lukaku.
this goes to your. Remember, you were arguing with Sabino, who Sabino was saying it's much harder to score in Serie.
Yeah.
This would go for your argument.
Or it can mean the
Listen,
coach
I know, wait,
is
but I
very
wanna-
influential.
Listen,
give
when
it
you
to
have people like Meret over there, standing over there, you can score 300 goals. Come on.
How many goals? Well, Meret doesn't play for every team.
That's true.
He scored almost every week. How many
on,
goals
man.
did he score so far?
Give me the
14.
money that
14,
Meret's
and,
goal. Give me the money that Meret gets, and I will show you Napoli will get a
Ludo,
lot
he's
less
making
goals.
fun of you.
Give it to me.
I think
Ludo,
give it to me.
I think Donnarumma makes more money than
Definitely
He does.
Definitely.
You know why?
15 times.
You know why, right?
I know
Because
why
he's
why.
better. Because he's better. He's the national team goalkeeper. And okay, he doesn't have butters on the fingers, Ludo. Okay, he's got stones on
He
his
said,
hands.
He understood it.
Where is the gabagool?
You saw the game this morning. You saw the Milan game this morning.
Yeah, I did.
wow.
I did. Have you seen Donnarumma saves, by the way?
Of course, I see everything. I see.
World class. Forget actually world class will be a planet.
Cassano class.
No, will be galaxy class.
I thought that's the same as Cassano class.
But Cassano is even above.
You sound
one
like
can
him when he
reach him.
said.
Yeah.
Remember
No
when
one
he
can
when he
reach
said
him.
Milan is what was the famous quote from Cassano when he joined Milan? He said Milan is
It's in the sky.
It's in the sky. And then when he joined Inter, they said, "Oh, what you said Milan is the sky." He goes, "Oh, what's above the sky? Heaven."
Yeah.
You sounded like him on that one. Let's talk about Milan. So Milan 0-0 draw with Sampdoria. But of course, the headline for a lot of people is Zlatan Ibrahimovic returning to the Serie A, returning to AC Milan. I was with some friends who don't watch Serie A, and I gotta say, the excitement, even though, yes, he's 38 years old and there's all this stuff, there's a lot more excitement to watch a Milan game.
100%.
Because Zlatan is there. But I'll let you, what did you think about the match? He didn't start, by the way.
Listen, the match was kind of boring in a way that you would expect a lot more. First of all, he didn't play much. He played maybe 40 minutes, not even. No, 35 minutes.
I think it was like
35,
25
yeah,
around
no,
there,
35
around
minutes.
there.
It's very, very obvious. It's out of shape, but his touch is there and all the stuff is there. You need to give him at least another week, 10 days for him to start into carbureting.
But Milan
Even
as a
more.
whole. Milan as a whole.
The Milan as a whole, I mean, offensively,
'Cause I
we
didn't
don't-
see the game. That's why I'm
Offensively, we
asking.
didn't look bad. It's defensively, it is very scary, very scary. Thank God for Donnarumma. We could have lost the game today 2-0,
Really?
and nobody would be complaining. Donnarumma made some spectacular
Sampdoria
save.
hasn't even been good
You
this
will
year.
not believe the goal. that Donnarumma saved.
Sampdoria scored a offside goal also
Yeah,
that
they
didn't
did.
count.
I heard
But
Sampdoria played well.
Sampdoria,
They played very
Sampdoria
well.
were very preserved. Milan had most of the possession, but that, like Anto was saying, they didn't really do much with it. They didn't really
had our
attack.
chances, but the way Sampdoria chances were much better, Mike. You can right? You saw the game. You
More
watched the game?
more clear cut chances. But Milan had, like I said, Milan had the possession. They just weren't doing anything. As soon as Zlatan came in, even though he was the most unfit, you could say, hasn't played in a couple of months, he did the most in terms of like creating chances and getting the Sampdoria defense all bobbled out of position.
You immediately starting people doubling up on Ibrahimovic.
That's what I'm saying.
He's starting to draw a lot of attention.
He was sending some good passes to Basuzo and Çalhanoğlu.
We made a lot of easy mistakes that they were converting goals.
I heard
They needed a lot of
Ranieri
help.
after the match felt like they deserved a win. He felt like Sampdoria deserved to come up with the point. That's why
Gabbiadini made some spectacular mistake, like not even an empty net.
Gabbiadini went around the thing and it was pretty much an open net. He missed it.
And he missed?
Yeah. Not a completely open net, but he should have scored.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, I did see the
highlights, right?
If I can summarize in one phrase the Milan of today,
that
I would say
it's a good point for us.
I would say it's a team that's neither fish or meat.
Yeah,
it's one of those teams that you just, when the referee blows the whistle, you open your arms.
You're like, okay, you can't say too much, right?
There's really not much to say. They're lacking.
We're just like there with Napoli, whatever falls on the floor and it's like crumbs or whatever.
Well, Napoli at least every once in a while you pick up your chin and then you go down again and you see sparks of a.
Only a 2-point difference between you two right now.
Correct.
Or maybe next week we're gonna be on top of Napoli. Who knows?
I have my doubts.
Yeah.
For next week.
Why? We playing away with Cagliari or we playing home? Away, I guess, right?
Yes.
I'll check right now.
Hey, listen, I like my chances with Cagliari.
So
They were horrible today.
So basically,
They didn't do anything
Going
today.
back on Milan,
Yeah, you're
you
away
had
at
a
Cagliari.
coach like Gattuso with even worse plays than this year because you did spend additional money
Right.
this year. I felt that Gattuso gave something to that team, gave some type of
Hunger and identity. Yeah, I agree.
That team was able. They were a point away from
Champions League.
from Champions League.
Yeah.
Again, the Serie A of last year is not the same Serie A as this year.
It's a
'cause
different
we feel
animal.
that the certain teams are producing this year. They're playing a little bit better soccer. They're not scared as of like they were last year, like Verona, Parma, Cagliari. Well, Atalanta is the same team like last year. But I just felt that Gattuso, I think he should have stayed.
Funny.
Based on what he did
I
with
would
what
have
he
definitely
had,
kept. I would have kept
what what he had at his disposal last year.
Funny that you say
think
that
it was
because
too soon.
Antonio's best friend made a comment about Gattuso before the match.
Who's my best friend?
Antonio Conte.
Oh, yeah?
Your best friend. He said what Gattuso did with Milan last season is underrated. Look at how Milan looked this year. Don't forget that Milan didn't sell anybody. They only added players. This shows how great of a work Gattuso did. He said, Gattuso's like me. We had to earn our career. Not everyone would accept coaching abroad, in Lega Pro, in Serie B. Others have been more lucky and gotten a chance right away. We didn't. So he said that Gattuso did deserve to stay at Milan, that he did a lot better than he...
If we, going back to what we said about Napoli, when you spend a certain amount of money and the dividends don't pay, look at Milan, how much they spend in the past 3-4 years. If you count all the money, we're talking about over 300 million euros.
300? No, not by that. A little less than that.
A lot of scarols, my
A lot
friend.
of scarols.
A lot of scarols, my friend.
For you guys that
That's
don't know, the scarols, it's like you eat it with the beans,
It's
right?
Neapolitan money.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of money that you in the past 3-4 years.
That went to waste, yeah.
Right. It went to waste, or maybe it with the right coach that's able to give create a decent menu, maybe you can get these the best out of these players. A perfect example is Lazio. Lazio, great scouting team. Tare,
The best.
great.
I kept saying all the time.
He has a certain market in his hands. He's able to choose the best. He's got a few scouts. And then you have a coach like Inzaghi that they stayed with him for a few years.
Trusted the project.
And a little bit at a time, believe in
And
the
he
project.
almost wasn't even the coach. Remember Bielsa?
Correct.
Remember that whole thing?
Oh my
And
God,
boom.
you're right.
Everybody thought it was a
Because usually
disaster.
in Italy, they don't have the presidents, they don't have patience.
Yeah.
They
What-
want everything
Immediately.
yesterday.
What do you expect when you get Gazzidis? This guy here is a Greek guy, right?
But we're talking about Lazio. Why are we
Come
talking
on,
about Milan?
Gazzidis. What are you gonna do, Gazzidis? And then we got the
Maldini and,
No,
Boban.
listen, Maldini, he cannot do more than he's doing. more than creating this excitement around the team, trying to improve the team with Bob. And those are the players. This is, if you've been dealt bad cards, you have to play them the best way you can. You cannot really,
Guys,
with bad cards, you cannot really show the cards on the floor.
It goes back to what we said. It goes back to what we said a few minutes ago. If a team does not participate in Champions League or at least Europa League, you will always have less and less to choose from. Every player wants to play in Champions League. Every player wants to play for a big club and show themselves. So you have to pick from teams, from players that you hope that the scout saw something in those players, and you pray that in a year or two, that player will produce dividends.
So Ludo, I mean, this is puzzling me. Why the hell are you didn't buy anything?
We did.
Who did you buy?
Lozano 40 million.
Manolas.
Manolas another
Di Lorenzo.
30 and Di Lorenzo 10, which paid dividends.
Lorente. 100 million.
Lorente.
Yeah.
But Lorente was on a free. Lorente was on a free.
I
was going to ask you, how would you play Milan's front three, or front four, whatever you want to do? Because people were saying, can Piontek and Zlatan play together? What would you do with the front? You got Leao, you got Piontek, you got Ibrahimovic, Suso, Çalhanoğlu.
I will keep Piontek coming in from the bench. Yeah.
So who would you start up top? Because Suso, Çalhanoğlu started.
I would put Suso on the right hand side, like 3 forward. I mean 3-3.
The 4-3-3, yeah.
The 4-3-3.
That's what they did today.
Suso on the right side, Ibrahim on the middle, and Leao on the left hand side.
I would get rid of both of them. What about Bonaventura behind?
Bonaventura, yes, that's what he's been doing.
Zlatan, Leao.
Why not Bonaventura on the left wing? He's playing like a left mid now.
He was subbed for Ibra. Bonaventura was subbed, but Bonaventura is the perfect number 10. Actually, coming down from the left side, it's very good.
As a winger, I think left wing.
I wouldn't play Çalhanoğlu anymore.
I don't think he's that good.
For me. I'm not a big fan of him.
Çalhanoğlu is very streaky.
But then again,
actually, Çalhanoğlu didn't play bad today. I mean,
Suso too at the end of the day. He's not performing.
I think is the biggest disappointment.
He's not performing.
For what I have seen Suso doing last year, comparing to this year, I think Suso.
Even last season, he wasn't.
I will
that
give him
good.
to Napoli. I said, okay, go learn how to play soccer in Napoli. Maybe
to come and learn how to make pizza.
Yeah.
Work in a pizzeria in Naples.
Yeah, go just learn how to make some pizza.
We have enough pizza men in Naples.
Oh, okay.
You're playing Cagliari next week, away at Cagliari.
Hungry Cagliari that needs points. I haven't won in a while.
Yes.
Well,
they're gonna be
I was going to say,
from the mouth.
Juventus beat Cagliari today 4-0. And I got to say, we're saying, Cagliari hungry. We even before the match, you said, can Cagliari get a tie? They were horrible today.
Well, they lost 3 or 4 in a row.
I think 3. I'll double check.
But they were, the first half.
This is the 4th.
Well, they played against Udinese before Christmas. They lost to Udinese, and they lost to. I'm sure they lost. This is the third.
This is
definitely.
the third or 4th.
Either 3 or 4.
They were so bad. I mean, the first half, I would have sworn that it was 90% possession for Juventus. They were not even trying. They were useless passes, by the way, from Juventus. It was back and forth, back and forth. They didn't create many chances, very few chances. But Cagliari did not play.
Well, they have been flying since the beginning of the season. They were flying on the field.
They were bad.
Now
Everybody
I guess
was
a little
poor.
bit the legs a little bit on the heavy side, and maybe they'll come back in the spring.
The only one was Pellegrini was fantastic on the left side. The guy was so good. He was marking. What is it?
It was 3 games. Other than the one before, they tied with Sassuolo 2-2. They came back, a late comeback. But so
besides Pellegrini for Cagliari, the rest were very disappointing. He was the only one who was doing good.
Even Nandez and Raja.
Raja, I don't even remember. I remember he did one horrible pass in the first half. They did not look like Cagliari. They didn't look like Simeone didn't do it. They didn't do anything. And again, Juventus were lateral passes, but there's no pressure, there was no hunger, there was no
And Juve
creation.
never win this much.
Yeah, the second half Juventus were much better than they were in the first half. I thought Demiral this kid is great. The guy's a great player. In the back, he's got a lot to learn tactically, but he's got that quality that you can't teach. That hunger.
Sari said post match that right now Demiral is better, but the leak for the future is gonna be right.
Because they tried to. I heard the conference. They were trying to make him seem like, there's a problem with De Ligt, and he was saying Demiral right now mentally and physically he's better because De Ligt was coming off an injury, and he said that De Ligt still struggling coming from Netherlands. So he said we got a guy that's ready. He said I want to give De Ligt more time to continue growing, and he said he doesn't speak the language. He wasn't here for longer than Demiral.
All excuses.
Demiral was really, really good.
Well, a team like Cagliari, where, in my opinion, no one really stands out specifically, and I'll get to what I mean in 30 seconds. It's a whole team package.
Like Lazio and Atalanta.
No.
Similar,
Well,
no?
it's a whole team package, meaning that if the whole team is not running 100 miles an
Like
hour
Verona.
and they're all in shape, nobody can hide those defects.
Okay.
In difference of Atalanta, where if the whole package is not producing, you have 3-4 players that are slightly out of shape. You still have someone like Gomez, Ilic,
Zapata.
that can take the. You understand? That can.
He's a class
hide-
above.
Can make a difference.
That can hide those issues
Right.
by doing
Something
and
special.
producing
Like
something special
Ronaldo at Juve.
that Cagliari doesn't have those players like
Okay.
Atalanta does that can
Okay.
can hide certain
He's got
defects.
Raja. Raja is a good player, though.
But right now, I don't think the team is producing. I think they're a little bit heavy on the legs. They don't have that
Yeah,
speed.
they
They don't have that.
They look drained. They look drained to
that
me, to be
spark that
honest.
they had at the beginning of the season prior to 3-4 weeks.
mean,
ago. That's
and
what
they
I-
didn't
but
have
look,
it.
prior to the beginning of
They
December.
look drained.
But
Did you
they
see
look
it?
drained.
No,
we
you
had
didn't
2
watch it.
weeks off. We had to. I mean, they looked drained. What the hell did they do? They just.
No, I'm just saying that they look drained.
They
I
were
don't-
drinking all day so for the holidays. I mean, hey,
I don't
Maybe they
know.
couldn't. They're in a rut right now, so maybe it's a psychological thing more than anything. That they're doing so good, winning every game, comebacks, late goals.
I looked at
And then
Milan
they
at one
lost.
point.
They
Milan was
lost.
like-
Let
he
me
was
tell you
lifeless.
something. If
The guy-
AC Milan can lose 5-0 against Atalanta, so does Cagliari can afford to lose 4-0 against Juventus. So I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna,
I'm not saying
going to
anything.
speculate that much about the
I know.
loss.
And
You know, it is
Juventus,
what it is.
like I was saying, Juventus started playing much
No, but
better in the
Antonio,
second
when
half.
you lose 3 games in a row and you tie one, there's a problem. It's not an episode.
But look what the teams
well,
are.
if you
I
play
mean,
if you play against Juventus and you lose, it's
Yeah, but you lost against Udinese.
Yeah, I know,
You lost the
I
one
agree.
before.
I know,
So,
I understand that. I understand
There's a pattern here. I mean,
but he was saying for Juventus,
there's something
if you
wrong.
lose to Juventus, I understand.
you know, I wouldn't take like it's the end of the world
Yes,
if you
but
lost
now
against
if
Juventus.
they would have been the Cagliari of October and November,
Yeah,
would
probably
they
would've
lost 4-0 against Juventus? Probably 1.
Yeah, probably not.
Or maybe 2, but not 4.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been 4.
What makes
but
you
also,
believe that Cagliari is going to beat AC Milan next week because they're going to be hungry for the win? I'm not
I
sure
didn't say
about
that.
No, he said it.
No, usually if a team if a team is physically, you cannot expect any team that for the entire 10 months they could be at the same level. Everybody, health coming out of the ears or everybody's health. No, you will. It's a roller coaster ride. So maybe this is the roller coaster ride for Inter. For
Cagliari.
Cagliari. Maybe it ended. Maybe not.
Let's hope that it's not ending. So, because until next weekend, then we'll see. They can do better.
For Juventus, Ronaldo scored a hat trick. First hat trick in Serie A. It's he scored in England, in Spain, and now he's done it in Italy. I think his 36th in his club
And
career.
first Portuguese player to ever do in Italy.
Yeah, he was today. You could see that Ronaldo had a click in his head. I don't know. He's picking up the ball very
In
concentrated.
halftime, something happened, right?
Oh yeah. It
Locker
was more
room.
so in the halftime. He scored a
He didn't
penalty.
start the trio today.
What?
He didn't start the.
Yeah, he didn't do the trio. I thought Dybala was really good too. Again, creating a lot. And I like Higuain coming off the bench. Again, like I said, I never had a problem with Higuain, but I like him coming off the bench where he's able to create a spark. When you've got the luxury to put him in like that, I think it's good. Ramsey, so poor. This guy, you can't make excuses. Matuidi. I saw a tweet about it too, and I was laughing because it's exactly what was going through my head. It says Matuidi does not score any goals. Matuidi does not assist any goals. And now Matuidi's taking away Juventus from scoring goals. Man, he stopped, I think it was Pjanic from scoring a goal or Ramsey. I said, what the hell is this guy doing? He was horrible. Matuidi, Rabiot wasn't bad, but Matuidi and Ramsey, horrible.
But Ramsey's usually one of the better midfielders. Maybe it was
But
just
you
one
have
bad game.
When they put Douglas Costa in,
that changes. Correct. That's what I always said.
Completely
I said
different.
If Juventus had a healthy Douglas Costa the whole season.
Somebody was making fun of Douglas Costa on Twitter. I don't know if you saw, and Douglas Costa hit back.
Whoa,
they said what's
really?
great about this. They go, Douglas Costa's
always
great,
liked that play.
but tomorrow morning in training he's gonna get injured. And he replied back, "Good thing we don't have training tomorrow."
Hey, Ludo, we are outsider right now. Look at the way they brag, Juventus and Inter.
I'm
and all
not.
the
We're
stuff.
not even in first place. I can't brag.
Well, I'm
You're
pointing
first
to
place.
you.
No, we're
I'm
not.
pointing
We're in
to
second
us.
place.
All right, take it easy.
Technically.
So we are an outsider right now, looking at those guys, making fun of us or whatever the case.
We
might be.
barely win. We barely score goals.
If you were to pick up a team right now, just pick up a team who's going to win the campionato. Who do you think is going to...
Inter.
Inter today?
I still stay with Inter.
Because I don't think Inter. I think Inter. The injured players are coming back. I think they have this Serie A mental vibe that they really.
That Juventus doesn't have?
No, Juventus don't have it. No, they don't have it at all.
They don't have that. I don't think they have that hunger for Serie A. And Inter doesn't have Champions League.
But they have still the UEFA League.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
but they
let me bring in another factor. I still stand
I would
by
say Juventus still.
I still stand by my word for Juve gonna win
Inter,
it.
you say Juventus.
Inter's been playing good, even though they did get their players back. Juve haven't played well the first half of this, almost first half of the season, and now their second half is starting. And now I feel like they're gonna start clicking. This one, Juve has that switch on, like Marco was saying for Ronaldo, but the whole team's gonna start clicking. They're gonna know each other better. They're gonna be better under Sarri's tactics, and I feel like Conte is gonna squeeze the team to the limit, like how Sarri did with Napoli. Because I feel like their
I have a question for you.
Their depth's not going to work out.
I have a question for you.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I feel like I'm letting a dog loose to go bite an intruder.
Okay, now we're talking about Juventus. Okay, let's say that Juventus wins the Scudetto.
Okay.
I hope.
And this is what I'm
Juventus
trying to get the point across, especially to Juventus fan. If Juventus wins they always on top of Juventus. Oh, they're not playing well in Serie A. They're still in first place. Now, if Juventus doesn't win the Scudetto and they get eliminated prior to reaching the semi-final of Champions League, is the season a failure? Yes or no?
Big
to
time.
my understanding, yes.
Big time. Big time.
Well,
To me understanding, yes.
for Juve, 100%.
But the same thing is true for Inter. The
So
same
now
thing is
they
true for Inter.
So now,
I would agree.
The same thing is true for Inter.
As a Juventus
You
fan, I would
spend all
agree.
the money.
Now,
there's
you
more.
spend all the
But there's
money
more
with
leeway because it's
Barella,
the first
Sensi.
season.
What first season?
There's leeway 'cause the
You spend
first
all
I'm
season.
sending my
money.
second dog. Sick
You're
him.
spending a lot
Get the
of
intruder.
money with Barella and Sensi
I understand,
and Lukaku.
but they're on the right track.
No.
You're on the right track.
So
way.
now
It's the
everyone
first
attacked
season.
and wanted to kill Sarri because he lost the Super Cup against Lazio. But we forgot that Allegri lost the Super Cup against an inferior team, Milan, a few years ago.
Don't tell me inferior team, Milan. What are you talking about?
Well, on paper, it was an
On the
inferior
paper,
team.
but not on the field.
So, again, they keep focusing Scudetto, but we fail to see the bigger picture here.
Well, a team like Juventus, like Antonio's
It's a
saying,
failure.
It's built for both, though.
If you don't reach semifinals of Champions League and you win the Scudetto, it's a failure.
Well,
especially
The thing is,
depending on the
it's a
manner that they
failure.
go
This is
about it.
understandable.
the thing they've been doing the past few seasons. That's Juve's number one objective. That like they've said it out loud too. You know, it's not like it's a hiding thing. If they're favorites, they're one of the favorites to win the Champions League the past few seasons. That's the reason they brought Ronaldo, not to win the Scudetto another time for Ronaldo. They got it for the Champions League.
Anyway,
Wait,
it's a good.
wait.
We got it. We all understand.
You guys, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, we agree.
You guys do not understand.
We all agree. We're all in
You
agreement.
guys
We all
do
agree.
not understand. This is the point that I want to make sure
Make
that everybody.
the point, then we'll move on.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the point.
Yes.
Inter is in desperation mode right now. Their only chance to salvage the season is to win the campionato.
Yes.
If they don't win the campionato, it's going to be huge failure.
I disagree with you.
Big. One second.
I disagree with you.
One second.
You have your doubts about
One
what? That it's a huge
second.
failure or that they'll lose a
No,
Scudetto?
I don't think a ownership that changes
Everything.
that changes everything and starts from scratch
it's
at
not
the
gonna be
beginning
fair.
will pretend to win. Tell
let
Conte
him
you
go.
got to
Just
win
let
the
it-
Serie A
let
the
it go.
first season.
Okay, let's move on.
Wait, I gotta
Please.
finish.
Oh my
I gotta
God.
finish. Juventus,
Guys,
they
if
are
we
on a
just
run.
agree, we could go on.
Juventus, they are on a run for the campionato, for the Coppa Italia, and for the championship, for the Champions League. So for Juventus, I think Juventus are not relaxed on the campionato. Juventus, they do not want to lose the campionato.
Of course.
They're going to win the campionato. I think Juventus has got a 70% chance and Inter 30% chance. For Juventus not to win this year,
Are you
everything is
saying
going to
this
go wrong.
because you don't like Conte, because you don't like Inter,
it's
or you
the-
just
no,
you throwing
no.
out these numbers
It's
because
both.
that's what?
It's both.
can't do
Conte
that.
cannot work under pressure. Conte is not good on working under pressure.
What are you
Well, I think
talking
he is.
about?
He's not good at working
He
under
won in the
pressure.
first season
We
with
agree.
Chelsea.
We agree.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Thank
we
you.
agree.
Now we
We
can
agree.
go
Let's
on.
move
All
on. I forgot what I was gonna say, but
Well,
Wait,
you
go
messed
finish
up.
up. Finish
No.
up.
Juventus fans, they think it's always been like the past 7 years that they only
Okay, I
have
know what I was
Napoli
gonna
to
say.
worry about. Now you don't have only Napoli to worry about. Napoli doesn't exist. Inter is coming up.
A new
Roma
beast.
is coming up. Atalanta is doing better.
Lazio.
And Lazio is coming up.
Okay.
So now you have more teams that are basically pushing towards first. And unlike the previous 7 years where they only had to worry about Napoli.
Guys, I don't want to go backwards. Let's just stay on this topic, and that's it. There was an incident in the Napoli game where Napoli scored a goal with Milik, and it was called for a foul on Callejon. I don't know if you sent. I texted you it. And the referee. It was so Handanovic went out for the ball. He got in between Biraghi and Callejon, and Handanovic fumbled it. Milik put the ball in the back of the net. Before Milik could put the ball in the back of the net, as he was shooting, the referee blew the whistle.
Right.
But if you look back on it, you see that Callejon did not touch Handanovic. The person who
touched the player.
He
hit
climbed
Biraghi.
the top of
Yes, that's what he was. That's what was called.
And
that was called.
But Biraghi is the reason why Handanovic lost the ball, not Callejon. And either way, I think that these freaking
should have been allowed.
Are so number one, the protocol was wrong. Number one, because why the hell you blowing the whistle before Milik puts the ball in the back of the net? He should have kept 1 second. One second. He should have kept his whistle down. Let the guy pass the ball into the back of the net so that they could check it to make sure it was a foul. That's number one. Number two, goalkeepers are way too protected.
Yeah, they're protected.
Today.
They are.
They are way. It's not that every single time the guy goes up and falls that it's a foul. It can't be that every single time. The guy uses his hands. He has an advantage. But a touch is a foul today. Yeah. To me, that is a goal for Napoli. That is not.
They called the foul based on my understanding. They called the foul because Callejon climbed on the
he was jumping up for the ball
on Biraghi, and
if Biraghi goes down,
he put his hand right.
Let me understand. If Biraghi
he's
changes
making a bridge.
And goes like this,
he's making a bridge.
What's gonna happen to Callejon? Right. It's Callejon's looking for the ball. All three are looking for the ball. Mm-hmm. To me, in my opinion, it's a clear play. Handanovic went up, Biraghi hit him, and the ball.
And nobody protested. Who protested? Nobody.
And they were arguing, but you can't even check VAR because the guy blew the whistle before the ball went in the back of the net.
That's wrong. Yeah. That is
in my opinion, these goalkeepers are way too protected. That is as soft as it comes. Never mind. Anyway, sorry. I wanted to bring that up.
No,
I feel like the goalkeepers are in too much.
Every touch, I do feel like they blow the whistle and the goalkeeper always gets the two.
And they know. The goalkeepers know because every freaking time they go down,
but they're never
going to check it.
The good thing with this, it's at least consistent. Even though I don't agree with the rule, it being too
Being
protective.
consistently wrong is bad. Okay, Atalanta won 5-0. Guys,
God.
Atalanta back-to-back 5-0 wins. They ended the new year with 5 goals. They started the new year with 5 goals.
Mind
10 goals
you,
in 2 games.
Zapata came off the bench. He didn't start because he's coming back from injury, obviously.
This Atalanta is insane.
It's a perfect machine.
Unbelievable.
It's a perfect machine.
Unbelievable.
And part of
Guess
it's
who's
actually...
the coach? Guess who's the coach?
It's not.
Guess who's the coach? It's not the maestro of Sarri.
Who's the coach?
No, it's
Gasperini.
Well, Gasperini is the coach, but also Gasperini.
I love this team. I love the
way they play. Even the player that Juventus purchased, Gasperini said he's not going to play. If he would have been in Atalanta, he's not going to play.
There's too many guys in front.
It's a club that believes in the youth system.
Youths.
Yeah.
Youths. They believe in that system. They believe in producing homemade players. Look at the Primavera standing. And look who's in first place.
Yeah.
They're first?
By how many points Atalanta is in?
Really?
Check.
Now, the thing is, you know what I want to add?
There's 14 points difference between the first and second place team in Primavera.
Talking about that. Excuse
so
me.
Then it's not
go
just
ahead. Talking about that, a good point that Ludo is making. You remember that loser we got from Juventus?
Not many teams and not many clubs in Serie
He might go back.
Yeah, we're gonna ship him back. So thank
Check
God.
the Primavera.
So I want to add, you know what I'm excited? I think we're all very positive for Atalanta because they're doing all the right moves. They're doing amazing. They're playing as a team, passionate, always fighting. But you know what I'm excited about Atalanta? Their next step right now.
My gosh, Ludo's right.
Well, how much?
Atalanta's at first with 9 points.
But that's why you invite me to this podcast.
You know the stats. So Atalanta.
But who's the second place?
Cagliari.
Right.
Oh,
but
wow.
How many points behind?
9.
9 points.
Who's the third place?
Inter.
Oh.
They're like 14 points behind first.
Wow.
Right.
That's
Now,
a
where's
huge
Napoli?
gap.
Napoli, 25.
Oh my God, I'm scrolling. Oh my God.
Right. There you go. That's the
They're
so
in last place. With
Correct.
9 points.
so now not many
Holy shit.
clubs in Italy
Man, you
believe,
really do research.
believe in
Holy shit.
in the youth. So
Youth,
you have
youth
coaches.
development.
Youth
development.
We should
you
make a
have-
segment on that.
Youth development.
You have the right coaches.
Uzo.
You have
Uzo.
the right coaches. Of course, you have Gasperini on top. He has his staff on the bottom. They have to do,
That's funny.
they have to play in a certain way, like all
That's funny.
the teams they play underneath. So it's the club that believes in producing. And
But
now
look-
you have a player that's not even playing in your team. Sell him 40 million.
Yo, forget about the maestro
But-
Sadio.
Yeah,
This is
no,
the
he's
maestro right here.
Listen, he
My
kept
God, I'm
calling
very
Sarri the
impressed.
maestro.
I am very
I wouldn't
impressed.
even freaking listen.
I can't believe you knew. Napoli was
Listen,
in
I
last
wouldn't
and
even
fifth.
take Sarri to coach Bay 8 over here, the teams that we play over
I
here.
just
on
He
the
wanna-
probably
park.
couldn't do much with you
Give
guys.
me a
though. Come
break.
on.
I just want to finish. Since Atalanta now secured the Champions League, got that Champions League money, they always used to be at that selling team,
40
selling
million.
4 or 5 players.
And they
Now
got
it-
another 40 million from Juventus.
Exactly, from Kulusa.
80 million.
Now, instead of selling those talents that they always had, I want to start seeing them keep them in the squad. And instead of selling them, start becoming that big team. Be ambitious to have that foundation to
Manolas,
stay in
when
that
you,
European
when you can only
spot.
keep 20 in Serie A and sell the rest.
Manolas, that's your name, Mike.
But I'm saying, you get what I'm saying,
sold
though?
the player that's not
Mike
even playing on
Manolas.
the team.
No. But I'm saying they have all those players at their disposal, so they don't even have to
Correct.
spend the money. They just get it from their youth system,
Youths.
which is
Remember now, about producing players,
the talent.
It's the talent. It's also like
It
a roller
fluctuates.
coaster.
Yeah, of
it
course.
fluctuates.
Yeah.
Look at Italy, for example, 1990 World Cup, great talent. Then we went a little bit down. Then you had the other talent, the 2006 team, and since then
Let's
we
not talk
haven't
about
been.
that. Let's not
we,
talk about those.
we haven't been produced. So
Yeah.
it's basically it goes on cycles. Not every time.
Yeah,
Don't think
you always
now
hit the
you're gonna be-
jackpot.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree.
You might have
Yeah.
you might get these 10, 12, 20 players that right now they are producing
Yeah.
and that they're going to be
Ludo.
but the objective of every team in Serie A or in any professional team is to bring at least one player from the youth,
From the
system,
youth system.
to start in Serie A.
Ludo, do you
That's the
think
objective of
that
every team.
Gasparini goes and watch the youths once in a while just to make sure that he can plug
many goals
some
did
of them
Papu score
inside
today?
the big team, the
2, I think.
first team?
Wasn't 3?
Or
Absolutely.
he's got scouts that tells him, okay, come and look at this guy
Listen,
here.
it's Gasperini always
they
talked
tell him,
about
"Oh,
the
check
club.
out
Because they
this
have to be
guy.
able to fit into the system that Gasparini plays.
Correct. Gasperini always
sure they play
spoke
the same
very
system.
highly of the organization, of the club, of the ownership.
He does. He
Meaning
really does.
when you go to coach and you're relaxed, that everyone treats you in a certain way, and the players, you don't have a superstar. You don't have, okay, I'm the prima donna, you're not, you listen up.
He said
You have a
Pablo
group.
Gomez would play left back if I asked him to.
Correct.
He's like, that's his type.
Correct. So yes, he does have the option of choosing his own coaches, who he wants, but it all starts.
From the very bottom.
Remember, when you plant a tree and the tree is small and it's starting to grow a little bit crooked, only when it's small you can fix it. Once it starts growing, you can fix it. You can't straighten it.
That's it.
Anyway, guys.
What about Fiorentina?
Roma.
Fiorentina.
No, let's go to
Okay,
Roma.
Roma.
Roma lost 2-0 to Torino. 2-0 to Torino.
Roma didn't play bad. I watched the game. I just watched it until the first goal of Balotelli. I didn't watch the second goal, but Roma
This is a
didn't.
team I never know what to say. I never know what to say when it comes
you
to
never,
Roma.
you never know what to say because it goes back to what we said before, consistency. Roma can, for 1 month, for a couple of months, they can,
My dad is here.
you admire and you look at them and say, wow,
Not yet.
and then all of a sudden,
They just had a bad game, Ludo.
Right, they're not on
They
a
had a
steady-
bad game. They had a bad game.
well,
I
they were
mean,
lacking a little bit of, they were lacking, like we
Creativity
said,
up
like
front.
the cattiveria. They were lacking that fighting
Spirit.
They had a
that,
bad
didn't
game.
look
fighting
themselves.
spirit. It's
Yeah.
all it's
bad
only
luck
a
too.
minute.
I would
Okay,
say
we're
I
gonna
would
play-
call it a bad luck game.
They
Really
had,
bad luck.
Marco, how many? Do you know the stat for Roma? How many shots they had?
31 shots,
Right.
19 on target.
Zero goals. I
I'm
mean,
gonna go
there's
over
a
the
bit
goal.
of unluckiness
All right.
to it.
So
you
now,
know?
if you take 31 shots and
Yeah.
you cannot finish, what is that? It's a psychological.
Yeah, but then again, it's one. They had a very good season up to this point. It was just one game, so every team has a bad game. You know what I'm saying? And especially Roma, they've been clicking on all fronts. Smalling came there. Zaniolo's been amazing. Dzeko's been scoring. So you can't really. I wouldn't say it. it's nothing more right now. I think it's just a one bad game, and let's see how the next one is.
I personally do not see Roma reaching the
My dad.
Champions League?
I don't.
You don't?
I see Lazio, and you can also search how many consecutive games Lazio won the last 15
They have
minutes.
9. Oh, 15.
Oh God!
Right
we got
now,
another Juventus fan.
they have
over
9
here.
Serie A games.
Oh brother! Oh
Sit down,
brother!
we'll set you up.
We'll set you up. What would you like to eat, Gaetano? We'll set
Happy
you up
New
right
Year,
away. Put the
everybody.
table. Set the table, Marco.
It
Food
just
is ready.
came-
The
guys,
water is boiling.
For the record, just came from vacation. Okay, not everybody's like
I'm
this
working.
guy here. You're working. Look at
Gaetano
that.
with a nice
How can
10.
you be working with a 10 like that? I was working too. Look at my 10. I have no 10.
This is a nice shirt.
Yeah,
Very
wow.
warm too. I'm sweating.
It's good, right?
Yeah, I'm still back to the old. Yeah, we're gonna get the new ones. Yeah. All right.
No, go ahead. Sit down.
No, we got it. We're ready
We
set.
got-
We're
what
ready
we
set.
do? We're moving the table up a little bit.
We'll both sit right here.
Oh,
Go.
you can move the table up. Move the table up.
No, it's the camera angles.
By the way, are we still live? Oh, yeah, we're still live. This is to show you that.
I'll sit there.
Marco, move the table up.
No, you can unroll. The
Oops.
thing's
No,
gonna
we're
go.
not gonna move. Okay.
Oh boy.
We've never done this before.
Yeah,
It's very impromptu. But anyway,
Why are you smiling, by the way? We wanted to know why you're smiling.
Actually,
smiling.
I'm in pain.
Oh,
right
you're in
now.
pain? For
happened?
what? For being on vacation?
I
yeah, it's good. I started again.
Or you pulled something again?
my
Oh
mus-
my
my back
God.
That what happens. Okay, what were you guys saying? What'd you say about? Do you have anything to comment about Roma? I think that's where we left
Yeah,
off.
no,
right?
Roma had a bad game. Roma had a very bad game. I mean,
I meant him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You guys talked about Roma, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
no,
you see
no.
watch the game?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch the game because some people have to work.
No, here we go.
But no, the Roma is they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. They had a bad game.
Yeah, I think it's just that.
Yeah, I think they'll at the end it's between them and Atalanta, right?
How about Lazio? Lazio,
Well, no, Lazio is there. Lazio is gonna stay there. I think Lazio.
they're in third right now.
Yeah, they're in third place. They got good players. They're playing good soccer. I think they're gonna stay there. The fourth place it's between Roma and Atalanta. But I think at the end Roma should be able to do it. They got
The quality.
Over Atalanta, I
Yeah.
doubt Atalanta.
That's very tough.
Atalanta is doing very well. It's going to be nice. Listen, we got a great championship going on.
Yes.
From first place to second place to third place to fourth place.
So you don't
to
make
fifth
Napoli
place.
coming in, then just a challenge the Champions League? You know that Ludo before you.
He's
before
trying to
you,
be nice right now. He's trying not to answer.
Hey, before you came here, Ludo already gave up. Not even on the UEFA. Forget
Yeah,
about the
Ludo-
Champions
Ludovic
League.
already said
Ludo
it.
doesn't even think they're gonna make the UEFA League. He can wait for May to start now. I said, I hope I wake up tomorrow and May's already
think
there.
it's-
Right. It's one of those championships this year that one victory of any team, whether you're on top, middle, or at the bottom, you can go over two or three teams.
Yes. Even if you're, I was watching, even if you're in 15th place,
Correct.
like Fiorentina is, you win 2 games. You know, you're right behind the big,
big guns.
The big guns. And no, going back to Napoli, I think Benevento is going to have more spectators next year.
Oh,
Than,
What happened? That's a good point. That I didn't pick.
Well, to
No,
be-
a lot of players.
to be
Not
fair,
a lot of people.
Benevento's doing
Benevento's doing
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
They're doing very
They're like
good.
15 points ahead of second place or something like that. And
The
Zag-
last time I looked
yeah.
was like 12
People's doing
points.
well over there.
Yeah.
He's proving everyone wrong that he could be a
Nah,
coach.
that was a joke.
No, that's not a joke.
take
That's
it.
very
It's
bad.
He's gonna
actually.
delete your
It's
number after
reality.
this. Watch
Listen,
out.
Ludovico came to us with incredible stats today. He knew the
okay.
Primavera. Who do you think's first place in Primavera?
Well, I guess Napoli.
No,
Last place.
they're in last place.
Oh, wow.
Atalanta with 9 points ahead of second place Cagliari.
Wow.
It's incredible. I know he came with the stats. I didn't even know that. We didn't even think
Not
about
everybody's
it.
got his time to the stats.
Yeah, no, I haven't
He's a
watched
real
it.
maestro.
People
He's
work.
the- you just took his argument and then
Okay.
said it for you. What else didn't we talk about? You didn't talk about anything. We talked
That's
about
all right.
Lazio.
It's
We
all
said
right.
Lazio.
Continue.
No,
Continue.
in regards to Atalanta,
Whatever you want.
they're playing. They're running 100 miles an hour. The team is compact. Now February, Champions League kicks in. So now we have to see if Atalanta can hold that same status, meaning now playing those 2 games in Champions League on Wednesday and then playing also on Sunday. That will take a lot away away from you. And let's hope that they can continue the whole team, meaning with the same, being in shape and everybody running and everyone being healthy until the spring.
By the way, since we're there, Balotelli scored the first goal of the last decade and the first goal of this decade.
In Serie A.
In the 2010s and then the 2020.
To be honest with you, I don't think Brescia deserved to lose that game with Lazio.
I heard that Brescia played much better.
Brescia played well.
Everybody was
on
saying
the
that
other
Lazio
time.
didn't deserve
But
to.
it goes to show Lazio, like Ludo was saying before, how many goals they've been scoring in extra time and the belief that they have. Like,
No, the
is
last
insane.
15 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
I think
just
9-10 games they scored the last 15
Lazio
minutes.
played with one extra man the entire second half and
Yeah.
part of the first half.
Cistana got a red card. They got a penalty.
Every
Brescia's,
ball Balotelli
defender.
touched it was something that he put the other the offensive the opposite team on the position to put him down. He bought at the time. It was unbelievable.
I think
Ludo, what were you
unbelievable.
mad at? You texted me something that you were mad at
when
yesterday. You texted me. You said, I got to talk about this. You were mad at something.
I don't remember. Now we
About
have to
a
check
Meret.
here.
Oh, I think it was Genoa.
Well, yes, Genoa.
There we
First, I
go.
want to say something about Brescia. I think Corini, if Corini can keep Balotelli, I think that if Brescia goes to B, or Brescia stays in A, I should say, I think it's on Balotelli's shoulder. If that guy can score and take it seriously and practice and give 100% with the team that Corini has and the way he puts them on the field, and Balotelli scores the promised goals, meaning 12, 13 goals, 10 to 12 goals until the end of the season, I think Brescia can stay in Serie A.
Definitely.
If he stays focused. But it's all on his shoulders.
Yeah, that's
He's definitely a
He
difference
has
maker.
to put those balls in the net.
Ludo, how old is Balotelli?
I'll tell you
Well,
right
he's
now.
under 30. He's a year or
I
two
think
under
29.
29, something
I think
like
so.
that.
Okay, hello. I mean, we have to wait. The guy is
He's 29.
He's 29 years old. When is he going to learn? If he
you-
hasn't learned,
Guy,
that
if you're born round, you can't die square.
right? If he's 29 and he hasn't learned yet, you're still hoping that he's gonna he's gonna practice.
Look at
and
Cassano.
he's
He's
gonna
55 and he's
Don't
still
ever talk about Cassano.
and he still has
Don't
the-
ever
and he
talk
still
about
has-
Cassano.
he still has to think
listen
what he
to
wants to
me.
be when he grows up.
Hey, listen to me. Cassano.
He was fired from Tiki Taka.
Cassano.
How do you get fired from the
you know
TV
why?
show?
Listen to
How do you
this.
get fired from it? It's like me getting fired from the podcast.
Don't you ever talk about Cassano Banat, okay?
How do you get fired from the TV from
Because the
TV
guy
show?
says the
I mean,
things
you
the way
sitting
they
on the
are.
couch.
He's saying the things the way they
Your
are.
legs crossed.
I don't know. Don't ever say anything about Cassano. When this podcast is over, you're not gonna see this guy. He might be dead by tomorrow.
He's gonna be wanted.
You
Yeah.
gotta take me for a ride in your new car.
All right.
Oh, can I borrow your car tomorrow?
I don't think so.
My gosh, that's
So
that
I
is
think if
hilarious.
Balotelli can, like I said,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
Balotelli can stay focused, practice, and Corini can keep him in place, I think Brescia could be one of the teams that can.
Add something really quick. He
They
has a
didn't deserve
clause
to lose
in his
yesterday.
contract. If they go to B, he's not a player for Brescia anymore. He's not a Brescia player anymore. So they have it.
for Inter. You
Wait,
guys can
what was
take
what
it.
was Genoa? What's the thing about Genoa
Well,
that
the
you're mad at?
Genoa, I thought I did watch the Genoa game. I thought that there were a few episodes where Genoa was favored, and
They were.
it comes
They
comes
were.
to mind that
They got imaginary
maybe
penalty.
the Palazzo, the league, maybe they want to keep Genoa in Serie A for some reason because they
For the
need-
derby.
How many mistakes? We always
I
see
mean, that's a
mistakes.
penalty. That's not.
That
even-
wasn't a penalty.
Are you kidding me?
And the second goal, there was questionable
Nah, I
with,
don't think
with that
that was a-
Berardi foul.
There was
I don't
a
know if you
couple of
saw.
calls where
I don't think that was a foul.
That
on
was
the
a foul
second-
on Berardi.
I don't think so.
That was a foul.
He got all ball,
I don't
and then
know.
after he
That
had
was
his foot a little
questionable.
bit high.
That was
So what do you
foul.
call
I don't
that?
know.
What do you call that?
Sassuolo
No foul.
didn't
Let it
deserve
play.
a
foul.
I don't think that that's a
Sassuolo
foul.
deserved a loss.
I don't think. I
that
wasn't
was
mad at it.
definitely a
With the
fall.
cleats on
Why
the
then
hand.
I saw the penalty.
intervene.
I know. I saw the penalty. I saw the penalty. But
even some
Oh,
other
wait.
calls that right now I don't.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
agree
That's
with
good.
that.
That's good that you say this because look, this Christmas we had a little break, right? Serie had a little break, so we were able to, it's Christmas, New Year's, all this stuff. We were able to watch a lot more of the Premier League and be, completely focused on it, which I watched a lot of. Those guys hate VAR more than we hate VAR. I thought we complained about the system. They complain 10 times more.
VAR is
I've
a
never
joke
seen
right now.
so many not I shouldn't say mistakes. I've never seen so much controversy around the VAR like I saw with them. And what's hilarious, and I'm really happy that I got to watch some Premier League. because it was eye-opening.
But that's their first year. It's still experimental.
What we were mad at, we kept saying here that the VAR room should make the call, right, Antonio?
Oh, don't
how
bring
many
him
times?
up again.
How many times did you say that the VAR
100
room?
times, and you're fine. Every time I say, again, we know that.
Okay.
I kept saying that, and now everybody's telling me that I'm right.
1 second. Okay, this is what I'm saying. In Premier League, they do not let the referee go watch VAR. The VAR room makes it. And guess what? Everybody's mad about that. They say the referee should make the decision and not the VAR
because
room.
he's on the field.
So everybody is mad either way.
One of your favorite coaches, okay, Carlo Ancelotti, he said that the referee should always make the call. Okay, and that he was arguing in the conference when they had the conference. Right?
So to further explain what...
yeah, go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, go ahead.
To further explain what they were mad at, there's a bunch of calls that were centimeters, if you even smaller, of offsides, where they have to, bring the freaking protractor and they put their little dotted lines and they check the thing.
The tip of the shoes, and things like that.
The guy didn't trim his toenails.
But what about somebody's wearing, for example, a pair of shoes that looks like 3 numbers over what the size?
Well, he shouldn't be doing
You can't kick the ball and you don't have balance.
I don't think you're wearing a...
Takes the X-ray to see where the toe is. Okay,
Gaetano's just rolling his eyes over there. It's like, don't mind that.
But listen, just to finish it.
Go ahead.
They're mad that they're saying that, when they have to zoom in all the way to the guy's freaking toe, or in one case, I think Liverpool didn't get a goal against them because of a heel. There's no advantage in that. And that if you can't tell when you're looking, that it shouldn't be called. So it's a big controversy, and they're thinking about changing the rule.
No, I agree with that. I mean, now we are at the point where you have to be a math major, because they're looking at geometry and they're looking at your body, and then they draw a line perpendicular to the ground to see where
there's a longer nose.
This is not the way soccer
Poor Zlatan, right?
was supposed to be.
Crazy.
To me, you look at it with your eyes. If you can determine by looking at it a couple of times that it was offside by your naked eye, then it's offside. But if you cannot tell, you look at 2-3 times on slow-mo or whatever it is, and you cannot tell, hey, it's not offside.
There's no advantage.
It needs some fixing.
What kind of advantage is a toe?
I have a to pick up on Gaetano's point, which I agree 100%. I will say the full body of an offensive player should be.
I wouldn't say the
You
full
should have some
too
line
much.
between the full body.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're
Of the
saying
defender.
they're saying to have daylight in between, which I don't know how that would be calculated.
I will definitely go for that, because a little bit this or a little bit that's BS. Let it be the full body.
That's
It's not that
too
you are
much.
100, because if you are just 1/3 on offside, I will never call that. I will just say if the full body it's behind the line,
to the mic.
it's behind the defensive line, then it's an offside.
I think
I will change that rule 100%.
We saw a couple times this season where we brought this up, where remember Ronaldo was off by a toenail, and we were arguing. You say, and some attacker, it might have been Cassano or Vieri, somebody was saying that the attackers are actually at a disadvantage now. The offsides is to stop the attacker from having a clear advantage over the defender, right? And they're saying they have to have a disadvantage because there's no real advantage, number one, with the toe. Let's be honest. It's supposed to stop a clear advantage. And number two, the attacker has to jump back behind and go because you got centimeters that you could go check on a TV. I absolutely agree with you. And I think there was a good solution, which I liked, which, they put 2 lines now. They put one really thin one and another really thin one, and they line them up. I'd say you make one thick line, whatever an inch, we agree, it has to be an inch apart. You put that down. If you can't tell when you go, you cannot get this zoom in feature where they put the dotted lines and they see one dot in between. That's not right. The guy's heel was a little bit up, and they called it offsides. There is no advantage. This is not science. Football is not a science. But it's not.
It's the same thing if it's a penalty or if it's not a penalty. You look at it with the naked eye, and you don't have to spend minutes and minutes looking at the review, and if you cannot tell when you look at it in the first 4, 5, 6 times, you cannot tell. Let the referee, whatever call the referee made, leave it.
But it's the way also VAR is being interpreted. Mm-hmm. So you have a specific episode in one game, and the VAR comes in. You have the same episode in another game and the VAR doesn't come in. Why? So there's too many. No, it's the way you interpret it. The new rules. It's not clear yet as a whole the way VAR should be interpreted. And it's even difficult for the simple fan to understand it, because I don't think whoever made VAR, whoever created VAR, they don't even understand it themselves.
Okay, now
That's the way I see
since
it.
you said, and I'm going to put this. This is the last time I'm going to put this on the table.
I do not.
I don't
think
believe
No.
that. I don't believe
It's
that.
something different. It's something different.
Okay. Sorry.
You have a referees, and then you have two sidelines, and you have the quarto uomo, right?
Yeah.
Why, when there is a call, that is a contradictory call, that the referee has been asked to go to the VAR, why don't the four of them, they go together? Because if the referees go, oh shit, I'm not 100% sure. What do you think?
The fourth,
But he has the
fourth
VAR room
man,
to do
the
that.
fourth man doesn't watch the game 90%
let
of the
him
time.
be three. Let him be the three.
He's
So,
not watching
two
the
out
game.
of
He's
three.
watching the
Let him
coaches
be-
if they're out of the technical
Maludo,
line.
but
or
let
not.
him be two out of
That's what
three.
the VAR room
No,
is
but
for.
they
Technically,
but
they all referees, those guys.
But they are
don't get
talking.
to sideline.
They are talking to each other.
No, but not the referees only should go looking. Many
he's
times
saying-
you
he's
see
saying
the
to actually
referee
go
looking
watch
at.
the video,
I
I
want to
think.
see the three of them looking at, and then the ref is going to say,
These
"Hey,
guys are
what
going
do
to
you
run
think?"
more than the players.
That's what I'm saying. So what do you think? What do you think? Then, with the VAR and with at least being 2 out of 3 on the same page, then you said, hey.
But how do you see it, Anton? I mean, you know that the linesman, the linesman cannot pass the midfield, and the other linesman cannot pass the midfield, correct?
Right.
So now, if something happens on that side, how can you call the linesman from
No,
this side? He's on the midfield to
But
call.
you don't understand my point. I'm just saying, you have the three of them looking at the VAR at the same time, not making the call, judging on the call. When there is a VAR, it's been called the VAR. Instead of being only the referees going looking at the
Because
video.
everybody looks at specific things.
What are you
What are you
doing,
doing?
Anton?
What are
Anton, what are you
don't
doing?
get too mad.
You're
You're
scaring
gonna-
me over here.
You're gonna,
Why are you standing up?
Whoa.
you're gonna go check the VAR.
But how can
Anton, you gotta
something...
talk
You're
in a
talking to
mic.
a wall.
Okay? So let them be the three of them looking at it, besides the two, three losers that
Okay.
they have on the VAR room over there. So let them be more people judging and say, hey, because the ref can say, hey, by the way, this guy, you
I
got
don't
a
agree.
phone call. You don't agree?
I don't agree.
All right.
I don't, because you have one linesman that only stays in the middle of the field.
Yeah, but he's
Because
saying
the
the
other-
judge just based off the video that they watch on
On
the
the
replay.
video. I'm just
he's
saying,
saying not,
let them
not
judge
like
on
in
the
live
video.
time, but he's saying all three of them should go, since they technically are
Yeah.
referees, to judge it from the video.
Yeah. Instead of being only the referee, let them be even the linesmen go
that's-
to watch the video
but
with
that's
the
what they
referee.
have
So now you
already-
have 6 eyes instead. Now you have
Yes.
10
yes.
eyes instead of...
Yes. Yes.
The point is, Ando, it's not matter. It's matter when the VAR calls the referee in, because not every decision, not everything that happens in the box gets called. The VAR intervenes. They intervene in certain games for that particular, but then they don't intervene in the other
Right.
games.
So
it's not a unilateral.
But that's a mistake. If they do that, that's a mistake.
correct. So that means the rules are not clear.
But the protocol is there. They just they have to. Sometimes they do make a mistake.
We're talking about Genoa yesterday. That was clearly not a penalty.
we agree that VAR sucks.
By the way,
No, they don't suck.
the thing that they could do though, like Australia has, I sent you guys that video. Australia, everybody hears what the VAR room and what the referee are saying. I think more transparency
Much
would
more.
make everybody a lot happier.
Much more. Because
If
everyone's
we can know what
I'm
what
going to
the
throw the
idea
last
is.
one on the table. This is the best one. When you're watching a Formula One
these come every 5
listen to
minutes.
this. When you're watching a Formula One Grand Prix right now, you can actually hear what the pilots is talking
That's what
with
I'm
the
saying.
Scuderia. Let them be that the VAR is being heard
That's what we're
by
saying.
the entire stadium. Okay? Not just by the coach or by the referee. If somebody's on the VAR room and they say, hey, there might be a questionable call, let them be everybody listening to what's going on. The technology is there.
In
okay?
Australia, they mic the referees up.
Okay, so the same way
That's
they
what I'm
mic the
saying.
referees when you go watching a football game, mic the referees when they discussing those things with VAR.
I agree.
Okay,
I
so
agree
we
that
get
would be
to
a good next
understand
step.
who's making the call and what kind of a call was made.
And why something would have
Okay.
been missed if there was
We
something
have the
missed.
mic, Ludo. We have the mic. Have you seen that black thing that goes up and down with the camera?
Yeah, yeah.
That can be used as a mic too. And they have it. Okay, this is the 22nd century, not the 21st. This is the 22nd century already.
And if they don't have
Okay?
it, we'll lend them ours.
We'll lend them. They had the microphone over here.
We'll lend them yours.
All right, we'll give them my microphone.
He doesn't talk
Do you
in it
agree,
anyway,
yes or
right?
not? Do you agree, yes or not?
Well, there's a lot of things I know that we can agree on. But first, the rules, they have to be clear themselves. They have to be that calls have to be made. If VAR intervenes
Got some
in
questions?
one game, they have to intervene in the other 15 games for similar incidents. That the fans still do not understand when and how VAR can come in.
All right.
They still don't get that.
Mike's got questions. Mike, get fan questions.
Yeah. We're ready, guys? Okay, this one is from Julius. He said, if you could bring a retired player from your club back, and what team, who will it be? Question for everyone. We know yours, so we can just start with Ludo.
What do you know?
You mean,
No,
Well, we probably know yours
you mean
too.
the retired
he's
that
not
just retired
No,
recently?
just retired.
I know who you're
retired
gonna say.
player.
Cassano will be mine.
Yeah, that's
Really?
why I said
Over
you
Maldini?
can say Maradona.
Cassano by far.
Okay.
You're gonna say Baggio. You're gonna say Del Piero. I already got it.
My guy is
No?
my guy is Baggio.
We need another
Baggio,
attacker.
yeah, I got 3.
We need another attacker.
Who do you bring?
I want a midfielder.
Zidane?
Pirlo. But maybe Pirlo is not the perfect one. There's a lot of different players that you could choose for, but definitely not. I wouldn't choose Del Piero.
You will bring Maradona, we know that, right? Okay, all right. So.
The thing is, I have to say for like 6 teams. So
Not
we're
even
gonna be for a
Platini,
while.
Gaetano. You wouldn't bring
But if
Platini?
Maradona would have played on your team, or your team, or your team, or you would have said the same thing.
Oh, slap.
We have our own Maradona. We got Cassano. Who's top of the
You
line.
thinking they're the same level? Very close, right?
Mike, what about you? Who would you bring?
I said I had like 6 teams that I've been supporting, so
okay.
it'll take some time.
Karagunis on one.
Oh, Karagunis to
one.
Inter? Oh, that'd be nice.
Wait, he's going to be on the bench if you bring him there.
I don't know. I don't think that.
You don't think he would be on the
No,
bench?
I think... Yo, you're a 2004 one. I think he could start at Inter right now.
We got a good question here. I see the rest of us answered it, but you didn't answer it. It's from Mario. He said, from everything that Inter has done thus far, are any of you, he said, except Marco, confident that Inter will win the Scudetto? Because he knows I already said
I think still not enough.
We said-
Yeah.
No.
Ludo, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think today they showed me that they
One game?
one game.
Yeah.
Uh,
A
Thus
depleted
far.
Napoli
Thus
side.
far.
we
can
said
win
that's
against
fine.
Napoli like this.
I mean, but
Napoli's
today
a
was
big
a
Napoli that gives you 3 assists.
you know today to go away in Napoli where it's not an easy stadium to play
Yeah.
and to win. I didn't see the game, but to win with that. Then I don't know how the game went, but
Very stupid game.
no, I think they're for real.
I agree.
Expand on that. Since
agree.
we already also all expanded. You don't think that Juventus has enough quality? You think that Inter's hunger and the desire will push them forward?
Yeah, no, I think that this is Conte. He's got that mentality. He's very, very tough. Sarri, I don't know. I haven't seen consistency with them. They're gonna play in the Champions League coming next month, and I think they're gonna. He still doesn't not know the tridente if he can put. Ronaldo, Dybala, Higuain. It keeps changing.
But now, I have a question for you guys.
But I think that Inter,
I
he
disagree
knows,
with you.
he
Juventus,
knows,
I think
he
Juventus
knows what,
is still. I hope just Juventus.
Here's my
gets it
question.
As much as I hate them, but
Do you guys think
Yeah.
that the Juventus of the past 7 years, of the past 7 Scudettis, that team was really strong because everybody else was weak? Or because that team was truly strong and they were not
Mix of both.
Yeah,
Both.
those
Mix of
factors,
both.
different factors.
sure.
both?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's definitely a mix
so
of
you
both.
won 7 Scudetto because there was nobody else.
Yeah.
Well, there was
So
not
the other
nobody
teams
else.
was- there was
that
barely
that
no-
Napoli
well,
team was incredible.
Napoli was good. I mean, a
Yeah.
couple of years.
Roma had a good
was,
team for a little while.
Yeah.
Milan in the first year was
Maybe
really good.
there was a
But
few
there
years.
was too many
Yeah.
points, Mark. If we look
Yeah.
at the points difference between Juve and the rest of the Serie A standings in the past 7 years, we're going back to 12, 13, 14, 15 points.
Not every single
between
one.
the first and I mean, the majority of the.
Right.
But now Juventus. Now I guess a lot of Juventus fans, they are complaining. They're not happy with this. They're not happy with that. They're trying to find, you know, the hair inside the pasta because the other teams, like we said before, they are getting stronger.
I don't know if every team has really gotten that much stronger. It's
only
Inter
team
and Lazio
The
that
only
look
team
really
is
good.
just the Inter
Lazio.
because they spend all of that
No,
money.
but the
and
points now is they're much, you know,
tighter,
they're
and I think that's because Juventus
It's the
changed.
entire Serie A.
I mean,
it's
wait,
the entire Serie A that is taking a
there
point
was one
away.
year. There was one year that Juve were like 11 or 12 points below first
Behind
place.
Napoli.
Yeah, but that's okay. So now let's do this.
Yeah.
Manolas, do a little research and see Juventus, the same amount of games in the past 2-3 years, how many points they had. What are the difference in points this year? Playing what? How many games they played? 17?
18, right?
18 games played. They have what? 30,
Just check.
36?
My
Check it.
thing's
Right
not
now they have
there.
36 points.
He's done.
And
He's
how
dead.
many points the Juventus have
Doesn't show.
last year, 2 years ago, with the same amount of games played?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're saying the distance between the first and
Correct.
second, right?
I got news for you. This is what my
No,
take.
how many points Juventus produced under Allegri in previous years playing the same amount of games.
I think the advantage to the Juventus this year is that we have teams like Cagliari, we have teams like Lazio, we have teams like
Atalanta.
Atalanta, we have teams like Roma, we have teams like
Inter.
Bologna. Those are all. No, not forget about Inter because Inter they are first place with Juventus. Those are all teams that you have to really struggle to win against. To it. Last year, it was like a given that Juventus will have won against, or Inter will have won against those teams. Right now,
You gotta
you're
split
going to have
blood.
a fight.
Yeah.
So this one, to me, will play to the Juventus advantage because I think Juventus, they have a more...
But that goes with his question. His question was, did they get better or did Juventus get worse?
Both.
It's a factors.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
both.
multiple things.
Also, De Rossi retired today. I don't know if you guys heard. He
Yeah.
officially left Boca
Boca
Juniors.
Oh, wow.
He said he missed his family and a lot of different factors. So, I think Buffon's the last one from the 2006 team now.
That's right.
Right? It was De Rossi and
I don't call
Buffon.
it Buffon. Buffon is sleeping up there
Come
on
on,
the
don't-
bench.
But he's still a
Buffon. What is he
professional
doing,
player.
Buffon? He's not doing anything.
Doesn't make as many mistakes as your Donnarumma.
I don't think so. Why? Because he's not playing. How the hell are you going to make a mistake if you're not playing?
Even when he plays.
I like to see what he's doing on the training.
So a second for De Rossi.
De Rossi. I don't know.
I thought.
De Rossi going back to Rome. He wants to coach.
Yeah.
And Roma is being sold. Like Pallotta said years ago, if they're not allowing me to do the stadium, I'm going to sell the team. And Roma still has debt. The Toyota guy purchased the team. And this also, to my opinion, could be a little factor in the Roma now, because now you have this ownership now changing hands, and hopefully that doesn't translate into the team's performance. Not that you don't know who's
No, you're gonna have
who's
to
going
see
to call
how-
the shots for the next couple of months. So probably maybe it could be that from the new ownership, he was promised something to be maybe the Roma image man or
true.
start
True.
coaching, because also his dad
Yeah.
is part of
That could be.
It's part of the
Primavera
the,
That could be.
right?
the staff.
We haven't had Gaetano on for a while. I want a couple questions. Zlatan. I don't know if you ever commented on it. What do you think about Zlatan at Milan?
Wow.
Zlatan, not good.
Minestra riscaldata.
Oh,
I don't know. I think that Zlatan maybe he's got 6 months, maybe 6 months left.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I
he
mean,
doesn't have more than that.
he brought in a lot
6
of
months to live.
enthusiasm today when he went in. The people love him in Milano. I think he can do well maybe this year, but after this year, I don't think there's that much left. You know, I saw him play a few minutes today. It would probably make a difference in the locker room. It probably makes a difference in practice. Because he wants everybody to try the 100%. Otherwise, he's going to beat you up in the locker room and on the field.
That's fair. Yeah.
Anything from
I
this
said
week?
basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Anything from this weekend that you want to cover? Because we already hit all the games.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm saying anything that you saw this weekend that
That you want to
No,
talk?
well, Fiorentina, I watched the game. I
Too
woke
bad,
up
too bad.
at
I wish they won the
5:30
game.
in the morning to watch Fiorentina. I thought that this was the day that they really were going to do it. And I thought Iachini, I like the way, I think Iachini is a little bit more aggressive. He's got more...
drive from the field, from the
you know,
sideline.
I think it will push them harder in practice. And I liked that it was pressure. It was high pressure.
Correct. They were running more on the field.
Yeah.
So meaning
On
the
the- on
physical
the-
work that he did
yes.
during the
On the-
but I saw that too. The
not
reaction time
not
of the
only
players that
not only the physical, but it's also mental. If you tell them, hey, I want to put high pressure on this. And
the
they're-
50-50, I
yeah.
saw that reaction
Yes.
time of the
Yes.
players.
And too bad because I think it was a minute left on the game.
Also,
They got a-
limited.
And I
They
can't.
got, they got that free
Pezzella,
kick.
Pezzella.
And I can't believe, Pezzella made the foul, and then I can't believe this guy from that angle
He
to
ripped it to
shoot
the
it
net.
in the goal
Yeah, I couldn't
when
believe
he had Santander, whatever his name is. The guy's a big guy. You
Yeah, for
think,
header.
you look for him
Yeah.
for the header. The guy went on the first post from a very impossible. It
I couldn't
reminded
believe
me
it.
of
But now,
Dybala.
don't you
Yeah,
right?
think that
exactly.
you should
That's
have
what I was
another man
thinking.
on the post?
The
One
ball.
man was not enough.
So is the goalkeeper fault, you're saying?
No,
the way-
I don't even think that would have saved him.
With
Dragossi
another
got a
man, now
hand
you
to
have
Yeah, it
it.
looked like he
space.
got a hand to it.
Dragossi got a hand to it, but it was so high up. I don't
And
think
power.
him jumping would have got it. Even if
just
you had
hit it.
another
But
set of
now
hands
if you have
there.
another man next to him, how can he curve that ball?
He didn't curve it. He just shot it
He's
straight.
saying on the wall. On the wall.
On the
Oh,
wall.
you're saying
Oh,
on
on
the
the
wall.
wall.
Oh, I thought
On
you
the
said near
wall.
pole. I thought
Yeah,
you meant
even
near
Even
you might
pole.
have said
Petzella,
post.
come on, Petzella,
That,
he's going towards the corner kick. Why you touch the guy?
Yeah,
Stay a foot and a half behind. Let him go. Then when he turns, he has you to face.
Closed,
Why
yeah.
foul?
I don't know. Yeah, that was a stupid foul.
Especially
I
at the
think-
end, you're always asking.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Correct. I mean, he's going away from the net.
and you're right
He has his
outside.
back to the net.
Yeah, you're
Let
right
him
outside
go.
the-
Don't touch him.
You're right outside the area, but it's an almost impossible angle,
was
to
crazy.
put it in the goal. Wow.
Well, who lost the ball before
I just
that,
felt the
though?
goalkeeper could have handled it a little bit.
Yeah. No,
could have handled it a little bit
goalkeeper,
better.
even though when you
One man.
as a goalkeeper you stand somewhere in the middle because you also have to look at the second post. If he
Exactly.
goes to the
Correct. You
second
have to be
post,
able to go backwards.
right?
Back
So
panel.
you can't stay on the first post. You got to stay more in the
Right.
middle. And this guy went on the first post, and that was a hard shot.
Right. With one man, I just felt he saw with the
maybe
corner of his
with
eye.
Meret could have saved
I
that.
didn't know there was one man on the wall. Oh no, that's a mistake.
I like how
didn't-
Luther was
I didn't
one
One man
realize
on the
that.
wall?
One
I thought
man.
there was two.
So it was one. Check it.
One?
Yeah. I thought.
Mike is out of juice. Mike is out
No.
of juice.
If he was a one man,
I think we need.
I
I
should
think
have had two.
Mike,
Suggestion.
man.
That's
suggestion
hilarious.
for the next
I gotta get
for
it.
the next
I gotta get it.
podcast.
Yeah.
We have to get
One second.
someone that just basically brings up
All the info.
research. Right. I mean, we asked for something like 2 years ago, and he gives us the input on 3 years
Immediately,
ago.
Mike.
Antonio, do you want that job?
I'm not that good at.
You're good with technology.
I'm good at giving orders to people. I'm not good at doing
What,
things.
you work for a restaurant? You give orders?
Yeah, I take orders.
Oh my God, you're right. There was one.
There was one.
There was one.
Yeah.
Maestro over here.
Eye of the tiger.
I didn't even.
Yeah, I thought it was two. I just assumed it was two.
Don't ever assume. Remember when you assume what happens.
What happened when you assume, Ludo? You make
an ass out of you and me.
Oh, okay. Boy, that's what I think Meret
Even
did
though
today.
freaking
the
head
ball went over the head of the guy who was standing on the.
I think it went around.
no,
it went over?
over his head,
Do it.
Nah, yeah, it went over. It went right over.
right over
Went
his
right
head.
over.
Wow.
But
And
still,
he,
yeah.
he turned like this.
This.
Yeah, you're right.
A little scared,
If he would
right?
have gone like this,
didn't jump.
Would have touched it. He didn't jump.
He didn't
nothing.
jump.
To be
Correct.
So one of them could have jumped.
The
You
defender.
put an extra man.
One of them could have jumped.
Correct. You put an extra man in the net. That
You
they're
take
gonna
the
jump.
visual away too, right, Ludo?
You take the visual and then you put a guy laying down behind him. You didn't see it?
Laying concrete over here.
Players did it.
Yeah, I know. I think
stopped
they're supposed to
it.
do that.
They stopped
anyway.
Milan did it. A couple other
Yeah,
players.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just lay down, but
Flat on the floor.
and you put the
So
hand.
you take away because if those guys they jump, the guy takes the shot at
You hit the guy.
Antonio,
here.
you would
But
be
also-
great at doing that job. You just get
You
something
gotta
just
try it on
to
Sunday.
land
You
it.
joking?
You
I'm
gotta
a
try on
tactician.
Sunday morning.
I am a tactician.
Ludo,
Don't make fun of me.
Brozovic was doing that, but I think they put a rule. so
Alan
you
did
can-
it also.
Okay, but
The
Brozovic, I think, was the
cocodrilo.
first to
They
do
put
it.
the crocodile.
Alan was the first one. I saw the
Was he the
first.
first?
Yo, Ludo, I'm thinking about you being the crocodile for the team.
Crocodile.
Yeah, and being laying down
cocodrilo.
flat on the floor. Okay, I put you even a pillow. You can sleep too. All right.
Anything else you saw from this week?
No, nothing.
Ronaldo 3 goals.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm gonna watch that.
Roma lost.
Yeah, Roma
To
we spoke
Torino.
about.
No.
Torino.
The Napoli, Gaetano Napoli, very bad, very bad.
You didn't
bad
see that,
game,
right?
very
You
bad.
got to check
No.
that game.
I walked in with the hope that the Napoli was winning, and then Marco comes. He opens the door. He says to me, "Well, you don't want to see what Meret did." I said, "Why? He made a spectacular save." He said,
Yeah,
He
no.
did make a couple of
He
spectacular
said,
saves.
"No,
by the
it's
way.
more than bad." It's
That's not like him.
Oh my
to
God!
make that mistake.
What a
But,
disaster! What a
but,
disaster.
Everyone has those errors.
Please,
you
and then
know.
he said to me, "Please don't say anything to Ludo because he might get depressed." I said, "Depressed? More depressed than that." I mean, what the hell are you gonna do with a goalkeeper?
Ludo,
like
you're
that?
gonna fight him
What
after
is
the
it?
I'm gonna
podcast,
sell
huh?
him. Just sell him.
I just wish that
Salad.
May 1st would have been tomorrow.
Listen,
That's
we
all.
are
As a Napoli fan, and I speak on behalf of all the.
Okay.
I wish that May
first will be tomorrow.
cannot come soon enough.
My God.
Last thing, Ciro Immobile, still capocannoniere, 19 goals.
No one's touching him.
He scored 2, right? Against Brescia.
He got a penalty and then a 92nd minute winner.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Lucky, very lucky.
It's Immobile with 19 goals, Lukaku with 14,
14,
Cristiano with 13, Joao Pedro with 11, and then Muriel. Muriel has 10, and Ilicic has 9.
Nice.
Interesting.
Cristiano
How many
Ronaldo
Lautaro have?
is getting up there.
He scored 3 today.
I can
How many Lautaro have?
Lautaro has 9 too.
Yeah, one thing I want
I
to say
didn't
about
realize
my
Muriel had 10 goals. A lot of penalties, I bet.
If I was a Commisso in Joe, I would have taken Muriel back into Fiorentina. That
loved him.
guy is unbelievable. Like, can you give up on a player like that? We were hoping AC Milan would have gotten a player like that.
They
but
need a forward.
He didn't want to go.
They need. I would see. You know, I would see with
Cutrone.
Juventus, with Fiorentina, Piontek.
Take Cutrone.
I would
Cutrone
take-
is,
Well,
Cutrone is
I
much
would
better
take
than
Piontek.
There's a lot
Piontek.
of
Take
rumor-
Cutrone.
rumor-
I think
say,
Cutrone
It's a done deal.
is coming.
Not a done deal, but
You're
they're
going to see with
to-
Cutrone how many goals he's going to score.
How many is he going to score?
Cutrone maybe at least 10. At
To the
least
end of the
10.
season?
Oh, yeah.
That's tough.
I mean, Cutrone, this guy, him and Moise Kean, they got into such a bad situation going abroad over there in England. I mean, Cutrone didn't even get called up. I watched one of the games who Wolves played against. They played against a good team. He was not even on the bench. Moise Kean comes in the last. I mean, now with Ancelotti, maybe he's going to be better.
He started one game last week, but the recent one he didn't.
He started?
Yeah,
I
he
watched
started
their
one.
last game and he
Not
wasn't
the
starting.
one before that. 2 games ago he started.
And yeah, and I don't know. They both got themselves into a bad situation. I think for Cutrone, it will be Fiorentina is a good move. A lot less.
I'd like
pressure.
to see
You
that.
think, Gaetano, you think Cutrone only would be sufficient?
You don't need Piontek. Piontek's not going to score for you.
For Fiorentina.
I don't
Piontek's
think-
better than Cutrone.
I don't think they're going to
Piontek
Or
is
you
get.
need a
than
couple
Cutrone?
other
Yeah.
I don't
players.
think they're going to get 2 center forwards. You mean
No,
for,
I mean
for
also
the forward line.
other,
You know, I don't.
Other.
I don't
parts of
like.
the field.
I don't like Chiesa, the position that he's playing. I don't think that's his position. You know, when they play the 3-5-2, and he's one of those two up front. I've said it many times. I would have liked to
on
see
the outside.
He's a winger.
him and Ribéry, one on the side, and a nice center forward.
Even Benassi with Montella, he basically
Scored a
never
Did you see that
beautiful
scored.
goal?
goal.
Oh
my
my
gosh, the
God.
goal
He scored a
today.
beautiful.
I
he scored a
would-
beautiful
that's
goal.
what I would like to see. I probably would have liked Piontek better than Cutrone.
Yes,
Yes,
I agree.
definitely.
Yeah.
I can make a phone call for you.
But I don't know if Milan
what's his salary?
wants to let him go.
Yeah, I don't think Milan would want to let him go. Last thing before we end.
Because Ibra is is a question mark. Even though I think Ibra is going to score a few goals.
Last thing before we end. Vidal, the rumors to Inter. What do we think about it?
I hope it goes, man. I'm scared. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
What is he going to do? He's going to sit on the bench.
What are you
Look,
talking
you got
about?
Barella, you got Sensi, you got Brozovic.
Vidal's
you
a
got a lot
top class
of top of
player,
the line.
and under
Don't forget
Conte he's gonna do
Gagliardini.
amazing.
Inter has got top of the line midfielders. The only one that is not good in Inter is the Borca Valero and what's his name, Vecino. All the rest is top of the line
Anto, do you know
midfielders.
players get
Where is he
injured?
gonna
though?
play?
Players get
Where are you
injured.
going to put
What do you
him?
think?
Why are you criticizing Borca? Why?
He's not a good player. It's not.
why not?
No,
Every ti-
it's too slow. It's
Well,
too slow.
but Borca Valero,
Take him
when
back in
the
Florence.
superstars that you just mentioned were injured and Conte called him, he
stepped
did
up.
what he had to do. He was one of the best. He was one of the
good.
best.
He couldn't
on the
last the whole
field.
game. He scored 2. He
Listen,
scored a
if
goal.
He could not last the 90 minutes, but for 70, 75,
But
80 minutes, he gave everything he had. He
compare
played well.
Borca Valero with Sensi, with Barella,
Well,
with Brozovic.
He's not arguing that.
But
come
I'm
on.
not arguing that. But when those guys were out, he did his part.
Yeah.
Listen,
Inter still won with him
tell
on the
me
field.
where is Vidal going to plug Vidal into Inter for me? Who you going to take out? Who you gonna take out?
I don't think Barcelona will.
What about
Barcelona will
Sanchez?
sell.
Sanchez is sitting on the bench as we speak right now.
Well, 'cause
okay,
Lautaro
now you're gonna
and
get even
Lukaku.
Vidal.
'Cause
To
they're
do
playing
what?
so well.
You out of the Champions League already. You are out. You out. What, you want to win the UEFA with Vidal? Go ahead, win the UEFA. How much money you going to be spending for Vidal? A lot of money.
We'll save that conversation for the next
For
time.
later
Guys,
time.
Until then, we got Gaetano back. Thank God. You know, I mean,
It's been a while.
In greater shape with the 10 because he was enjoying himself. But I heard this he injured a little bit himself, which means he's gonna come and play with the 90 and up over there.
You got the Cocodrillo.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a cocodrillo.
So now
put
the only move is the Parma player to Juventus. The only
Kulusevski,
official move.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kulusevski.
Cutrone is official.
No,
it's not.
Cutrone is in the works.
That's what they
So
say.
anybody else official? Can you
No,
research?
nobody else is
no,
official.
that's it.
Just
He's the only
Kulusevski.
one.
I have news for you. Vidal is gonna stay in Barcelona. It's not coming to play with a bunch.
They say that he might, most likely Vidal's not going to leave because Barca doesn't want to give him up.
No, because he's not gonna get to play in Inter. Believe me.
It's probably going to be similar playing time or a little bit less if somebody gets injured. But anyway, we'll save the conversation for the next
Another time.
Guys, as
Calcio
always,
Mercato ends January 31st.
yes.
Yes.
Guys, as always, thank you for watching. We'll talk to
Happy
you soon.
New Year,
Rate us 5
everyone.
stars,
Happy New Year.
and we'll
Okay.
see you soon.
Ciao,
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 ragazzi.
Guys.
All right.